bro.
What up? What up, sis? What up? What up, y'all? What up, niggas and nigglets?
Wow. Happy Sunday to you.
Oh God, I'm just hyped today. A good day.
Got Temujin and Joseph.
Hey, Tim. What up, Joseph? What up? What up? What's going on?
Y'all better be prompt.
I know, right?
I love
on
that.
Time. Hey, Anita. Hey, girl. What up, Chaz?
I love punctuality. That's sexy.
Yeah, I'm on my hip hop today with a Soul Man shirt. Make it make sense. I know, Joseph. I know. Oh God. Oh,
you can't have one without the other.
You got a point there, ma'am. You got a point there. That's why R&B will never die. The DNA is always up in it. So
all the double helix.
Right. Oh man.
Yeah, Kemani will be joining us shortly. But
yes.
Before we get into stuff anyway, how everybody doing?
Yeah, how y'all doing today? How y'all? I know, Chastity. I'm hyped. I am hyped about Usher getting the Super Bowl. I definitely predicted it. I sure did. I said Usher's gonna get it. I know that girl that came out with that tweet feel like a boo-boo the fool.
Boo-boo the whole fool.
The whole fool. You know what I mean? The whole fool, because he didn't have any pop joints that is crossover. I'm like, boo-boo. No, ma'am.
Look at this.
What happened?
Hello.
Chassie, well, while he is well within his right to make it solely about him, it would be live if he brought back Janet and the NFL game. Apology. Oh, that would be epic. That would be a moment. Now, that would be a moment. And have all them dudes that did the blackballing for her apologize to her. For real. Baby.
Yeah, the stands fighting Temujin over nothing. Or he said
nothing.
Somebody said because the stands think that they know the artist. In this case, it's Beehive people. Because they feel like they know the artist and they know everything that happened. They don't know nothing. They know the same shit you know. Whatever the artist allows you to know.
Mm-hmm.
They know everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I synced it, Temujin. I was like, it's some stand shit when you ain't even say nothing bad at all.
He
didn't even insinuate nothing bad.
He didn't.
They coming for you. It's like, you so bored, baby. How about you go touch some grass and listen to some other artists for a little bit?
Okay. Okay. Because what Temujin said, if you think about it, the tweet that the boy put up, he actually was going at the other members of the group. If you think about it. And Temujin
he was shitting on the rest of DC.
He was.
Like, no, they're happy to live in their lives. They're celebrating her.
Yes.
Why people always gotta read and make something?
Yes.
They want them girls to hate Beyonce so bad, and them group members do not hate her. They love her.
Yeah.
And she loves them.
Yeah. She
Why
loved
they do
them
that?
dearly. Yeah. It's sad. It's really, really sad. And everybody thinks that you want the career like Beyonce and have the whole big thing. Let me tell you something. I bet you Beyonce wish she could have a little lifestyle like Kelly and Michelle and all of them, because they can actually go to the store and actually get their own stuff if they wanted to. Beyonce can't. That's a lonely life. For real, for real. If you think about it, all this stuff, all Beyonce's success. Sometime at a point, she be wanting to go to the store and just go there by herself and cook, even though Beyonce can't cook. But at the end of the day, it's like she wants to do that. So for y'all to be putting the success of her and the girls feel like the other girls don't have it, that's bullshit. Bullshit.
And all them girls is wealthy women. Why would they be mad? They ain't broke. None of
at
them.
all.
Not even the ex members. They
Yeah.
ain't broke either.
Let me tell you something. What's her name? Latoya. That girl grinded. You hear me? She slept in her car when she was getting out that album in 2006. It ended up being so. A lot of them women have sacrificed a lot. They have. And I'm gonna say this, and I don't know if the people gonna agree with it, and I don't care because the Beyonce stands can do whatever the fuck they want to do. Beyonce sacrificed Destiny Child because what did she sacrifice solo? I'll wait. What was solo that she sacrificed so much? Nothing. So she sacrificed Destiny Child just like all them girls sacrificed Destiny Child. That's their foundation, and that's what it is. She didn't sacrifice anything solo. I'm sorry. So cut the bullshit about her sacrificing a lot to be this solo artist and all this. Bullshit. No. She sacrificed the same amount as them girls did in Destiny Child, and that's period.
Yeah. Oh, period.
Bang, 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 bang. Bzzz.
Yeah. So much.
Yeah, I'm just hot over that because it
No,
bothers me when they bothering Tim. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't, and now people come. It's dumb. Like one of them called Timogen a hag. I said, "Did you see what your picture looked like?" Oh, okay. Okay, let's don't go there. You don't want to do that, buddy. Let's leave that alone. Just be a stand and go do what you do. I'm sorry, y'all. When people get on my peoples, I don't like that shit. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, because it's just a weird thing that you so preoccupied with this person where somebody can say something that's not even negative. In fact, you say the negative thing, somebody call you on your negativity in a very like civilized, polite way, and you just go crazy and you pull all your people in there. And so now you got dummies co-signing with dummies. It's just it.
Oh man.
I just ain't that big a fan of no one to sit and do that all day, every day.
Hallelujah. Amen on this Sunday afternoon.
Because when I get the feeling how much I love them, I just turn on their music.
You have common sense. Common sense ain't too common these days. Ooh, this is a reading session. Oh God. Oh man. I'm so excited for this today, y'all. I'm like hyped for this. Like I'm just so hyped for this because it's gonna be all about Kemani, but we're gonna get into that, when he gets on, I already got y'all clips prepared. Oh, Chastity on it. Oh man, that's crazy. Oh yeah, Brandy will be coming up with 29. 29. I know you going off. I know you gonna go off, ma'am. Oh, let me tell you about Chastity last night. So, me and her was going back and forth about celebrating Jasmine Sullivan's album, right? And I had forgot, like I've been busy all day. Clearly why. And then we had, our catch that we had a couple of catch that yesterday. So I was so busy, so I finally got a chance to sit and I posted Jasmine Sullivan album, and she told me, she said, "Oh, I was waiting for this because you had a little bit of time left." Chastity was gonna call me on the phone and gather me.
Wait a minute, I'm confused. What you talking about?
Well, her album Fearless was the 15th anniversary from Jasmine. So we said we were gonna post, but I've been so busy I didn't get a chance to post.
Oh, Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So, I had forgot. So when I finally posted at like 8, Chastity gonna put, "I've been waiting for this." I was like, oh, oh,
Damn.
oh,
That's
excuse me.
all.
Uh,
Hey, Jill.
hey, girl. Mm.
I have so many. I have so many records to put back up because uh, me and Jr. had an interview yesterday about a certain artist, certain group, and I'd have pulled out everything.
Everything.
Yes, 1972. We know. I agree. Oh yeah,
Oh,
Chastity
honey.
and Johnny Taylor.
Catch all of it. Oh God.
That is Stevie the Wonder.
Yes, God. Oh man. Steveland.
Steve Lawton. Yeah. But y'all come on to be here shortly. He having some issues with his connection, but he'll be here.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Lord.
Oh, that was 72? Okay.
What? Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
You
I was
can
gonna
be
say.
alone because we're not talking about favorites from 72. We just talking about 72. And no, Lady Sings the Blues, that's I I
Good
fuck with
morning, heartache. Yes, ma'am. Like
oh,
what? Yes.
but I know why you said that because we do give Miss Ross a lot of fever. So
We
I
do and do.
I know this came from a real place, but we fuck with that.
Yes. 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 Lady Sing, absolutely. Diana did some good singing on that one.
Yeah. I enjoyed that.
Yes. And again, what I like about, but we got to talk about that because we obviously soundtracks for sure. Y'all know that was a big year for some soundtracks too. So you gonna get into a lot of that, you know what I mean? Even though we gonna have the little Soul King handling everything. Let's see. Did y'all see the fool who named an artist with 3 legends? Child, yes. Talking about they ain't never. If what they say, if an artist don't have 3 albums or something, you can't call them classic or something. Or he never saw somebody have a 3 legendary albums or something like that. I was like, yeah, this is new. This is new. Mm-mm. These new Twitter people, I cannot deal at all. I'm a soul man. Dun, 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 dun.
What did you say? Did you say your mom ain't like Sam? No, you don't like Sam and Dave.
No, I love Sam and Dave. My mom doesn't.
Your mom. I knew it was somebody. I said
Yeah,
it's either your
yeah.
mom or your grandma or something like
Oh
that.
yeah. My mom didn't really dig them like that, which bugs me out. I don't like. Mariah Carey would like to have a word as well as Whitney Houston.
Yeah, it's so many people you could name that have 3 or more. Shit. But like, shit, with Stevie, he got about 8, 9.
His
Honestly.
70s shit could not be denied at all. Ain't nobody had a run like that.
Then they had 2 albums out in the same year.
Yep. Yep.
And
Yep.
both classic.
Oh, hey, girl. Thanks for being there. Appreciate you, man.
Aww.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much, man.
Someone said Prince, but that's cheap. Prince got about Stevie number of classic records.
And that's why fucking Stevie loved them. Love Prince. You see, he cried at the funeral.
Mm.
Who do I think had the best album of 1972? That's not right.
I don't even know why we're doing the show. No, there were no albums that came out in 72. Nothing.
No, not at
The
all.
only thing that came out was Johnny Taylor for You. That was it.
That's it. Oh no, but that album came out in 71. It just got popular in 72. That's the only album that came out. Yeah. Yeah. That's all I know from him. That's it.
I don't know him.
Sassy gonna kill us. She gonna kill us. Oh God. Oh, Tim. Thank you, brother, as usual.
I'm so sweet. That's sweet.
And
Anyway, it took money to get here. What is y'all listening to now? New
yes.
or old? But I'm really interested to see what new stuff, but old stuff too. What y'all listen
What am I listening to that's new? Oh, what's the dude name? Oh my God. Damn, Tim, and I just got the damn vinyl. Damn, is the nigga name. I'm terrible, y'all. I'm terrible.
Check 1, 2. Oh, we here.
Hey.
Oh,
You in.
You are in there like swimwear. Oh, jeez.
Timothy. You're not gonna do this. Not today. Not today. Right. You're not gonna do this today, Tim. You leave that alone.
Not too much. Not too
Not
much.
too much.
What's he saying?
Talking about a vinyl player.
Oh, you start a fun.
Something happened to your
Ain't nothing happened to it. Timothy got a problem with it. That's the problem. Right.
I'm staying out of this.
Thank you, ma'am. I see. Yes.
Unlike people on Twitter, I don't know what's going on, so I'm going to stay out of it because it's not my
Exactly.
Whatever, Tim. Whatever. Well, I got something for you. That's fine. Oh, the new K Michelle. Okay, I gotta check that out. Cause she said it's her last R&B album, to be honest. So,
Gareth, I gotta get on that. I've been
what, Gareth?
Yeah, I heard a snippet.
Oh, Tim. Kemani, you will like it. Oh yes, cause I'm on Jalen DeGonda right now.
Got you. I love it. Me too, Chess. Jaguar 2's been heavy rotation.
Yes, I'm on that. I am on that. Because we don't got to run the show. Kemani does. But okay. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Victoria Monet. I forgot. Yes, that too. Mm-hmm. Rocking to that. Yes.
Yeah. She need to come to my city.
Yeah. Mike Jones just went to her show in Charlotte.
Nice.
He loved there. Yeah, that boy loved it.
I know she's doing
yes. Kill. She killing. All right.
All right,
I'm ready.
Hey.
There we go. There we go.
Too much.
I'll ask Kemani the first. I'll ask him a question to get you started.
Okay.
So, why did you pick 1970? Just generally, why did you pick 1972 for the first thing that we talk about?
Specifically, I think, well, one, that's the year my mom was born, and she was born on Juneteenth, 1972. So it was already like a connection there. And then I think when I started like my own like musical quest, right? Like especially through the 70s, and they would have like the Time Life infomercials going about 70s soul music and all that. Yeah, like that was like the beginning of like my quest for that. And then plus the stuff they would play like on Tom Joyner 92Q here in Nashville, like they would play like aside from what was hot like then, they would play, you know, Earth, Wind and Fire, they play Al Green here and there, they play Jackson 5 sometimes, Michael Jackson here and there, like all the old stuff really. So as years and days went on, like I just kept learning and getting into things, and I was just like, wow, this is great. And then of course, TV One was doing the thing with Unsung, and I was learning more through that and how they was coming through the 70s and everything. So it just became gradually a favorite decade of mine as far as music is concerned, but specifically 1972 because of just all the classics that came out. That I think I was making like playlists when I was a kid, like when I didn't have anything else to do at the time. Like I would just make playlists and be like, hey, what was hot this year? What was hot that year? Like it was just a constant thing. And it started. I think it started because of Soul Train too. Like they'll show like Soul Train reruns on YouTube and everything before they came out with the Time Life box set. So I was just exposed to that type of culture, and I was just like very intrigued by it and seeing all the afros and all the outfits and everybody hitting them pop locks and stuff.
Yes!
Like, I was like, wow, this is how it was. This is how they was getting crunk this. I was like, okay, all right. So yeah, that's just a combination of all of that became my thing. Of course, when I became like a heavy Stevie fan, like Talking Book was one of the first albums I bought with my own money. So it's just a special year. It's a lot of special things that came out that year. So why not 1972?
And I remember Kemani, we talked about we had the Stevie Wonder collections. With and we realized it had 2 songs for each album.
2 songs for me, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that now. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I still have it, the CD myself, the same one that you.
The definitive collection, yeah.
Yes.
It was a staple.
Yeah. All right. Well, what's one of the first standout albums that you want to talk about, or songs that we
Oh, you want to go that way? Okay. All right.
Okay.
I got to let everybody know like how we kind of got this all started, to be honest. Like we give them an overview of this, but I'll do it quick so we can get into the music for real. But I gotta say this, like y'all, like Kemani is a special one. I have to say that. Like he really, really is. I talk about this with everybody. And it was like he came on to Catch That, and I just remember I was like, yo, who is this kid? Like, for real. We talked about Sly and the Family Stone, the first one he came on, and I was like, who is this kid? And we put up that clip. Even Jimmy Jam was like, who is this dude? Like, that's how like crazy it was. And he ended up following him. And I just remember hitting Alise. I remember hitting Tim, and I was like, yo, this dude is special. Like he reminded me of me when I was young and all of this kind of stuff. And it was just like, wow, we can have somebody that can carry on this R&B history that we all love. You know what I mean? So it was like after every catch that we'd be like, Kemani, what are you doing? What are you doing? What platforms do you got? What's going on? Like, what are you doing? Right? So he'll be like, yeah, I'm getting into it. I'm getting it. Don't worry. I'm getting it. And every time I'd be like, Kemani, what are you doing? What are you doing? So finally, me and Alise was like, yo, because we need to come back and do it live because everybody was hitting us like, y'all, when y'all doing live? This is how we met y'all. How y'all doing live? And me and Alise was like, but we don't have nothing to say. Like, we don't come on this joint and not talk about and having nothing to say. So finally, Alise was like, I got an idea. I was like, what? She was like, we need to get Kemani on. I said, ooh, that would be dope to get him to do live. But I was like, what would we talk about? She was like, well, he go through his journey of years and he'll listen to an album on these different albums in each year. And he'll tell you what he liked about it, his favorite songs, the standouts and all this. So Alise was like, why don't we pick a year and let Kemani pick a year and let him kind of talk about it? I was like, I'm here for it. Let's sit down. What we gonna do? Like, this is what needs to be done. We done for asking Kemani what he doing and what platform. So we said, y'all, we're gonna create our lives to do, like we said, like once a month and pick a year and just let Kemani curate it. Like we just say, don't get me wrong, we're gonna get our little tutu, but this is all about him. So he was like, we're picking 1972, and we was like, cool, you take it from there. We gonna get our little tutu in, but this was great. So I had to tell y'all why we started this, but yeah, you can flip me back to being little and let Kemani go back being big, and I'm good. I just wanted to do that.
You don't tell me what to do, Junior.
Oh,
Oh,
gather me. You better get big.
no. Ow.
Oh God! So go ahead. So what was the first album y'all said? Or the first
First
song?
song.
Okay, first song. Go right
First
ahead.
song. Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna start from the underground and then kind of work my way up.
Okay, all right.
You know, I had six. You know, I had 6 songs in mind, but
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I couldn't make room for a sixth. But like as I was going through like some of my favorites from that year and stuff like that, I was just like, man, the way this song is just the way it feels and the message behind it. And you know, I found it out through Unsung, and you know, and this particular group, you know, when I saw the clip on Soul Train, they was wearing like this nice purple with like the green trim, and I think it was like 6 of them at the time, or 17, or however you may say. But they talked about this song and how much of a genius their older brother was, Leon Silvers and the Silvers, Fool's Paradise specifically.
Come on, yes.
They talk about this one, and man, I kept playing it the past couple of days. I'm just like, man, this is such a perfect record. It's like, you know, and they were talking about, you know, how Leon was playing the bass and stuff, how he was writing songs like with the bass, and I love how the group is centered is structured around that bass line that he came up with on that, and it's just so funky, so smooth. Like it could easily been like on a blaxploitation film, like during like this doom, 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 like it's and then who came in first? Charmaine. Charmaine came in so smooth. Living your lives and then Edmund and Ricky take over. Edmund really is the star on this record though. Like before his voice really changed. So he was kind of like the Michael in the group at the time before Foster came around. So and of course like the message and you know, I didn't make this world, I was only born in it. So it's yeah, that's and the harmonies on it. And that's what really got me. Like their 6-part harmonies, I was just like, oh my God, I gotta get on these folks. So I actually got this recently. This is back in March of last year when I was in New York. I got this. I found this at this record store. I forgot the name. I think it was called Blue Note. That's what it was called. So,
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorites. It's funky. My favorite part. I think it's the bridge. You know, more money, more power, more security. Stay so empty inside. So busy trying to get ahead that he starts forgetting how to live. And that's just something that I apply to my own life too. So
yeah,
that's my jam for real.
I'm so glad that you got to talk about the harmonies of those and their blends and their 6-person blend. Like it's nuts. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, those beginning Silver albums are not discussed at all. And those are a lot of gems on those things, man. Because Fool's Paradise, I think that's what everybody kind of goes to, and I think everybody knows that. But I don't think a lot of those, man, it's so many gems on there, and it bothers me when they doing the comparison, because y'all know they do the comparison with the Silvers and the Jacksons, and they're not the same at all. Like at all. Like I don't get that at all, because as quiet as it's kept for me, and maybe it might be blasphemy for y'all, but I always feel like the Silvers' harmonies are better than theirs, better than the Jacksons to me. It always been to me. Yeah. And I feel like their harmonies is just so, it's so, you know what I mean? The Jacksons are the Jacksons, they are who they are. But the Silvers, something about the harmonies to me just gets me.
Yeah, they have like a lot of barbershop harmonies especially on this record too. Like
yes,
oh
yes, oh yes.
And I think it hurts for the Jacksons to me, because I think because they were in Motown, they didn't really have much control, but the Silvers did. So I think that falls into play as well. So I but you had some songs about the Jackson 5, you know, they showcased their harmonies and were like, okay, that sound dope. But with the Silvers, it was full throttle. Nobody could really like hold them down, at least not creative wise.
Right.
Yeah, the Silvers, they had more creative freedom than the Jacksons. That's why it's kind of unfair to compare them too hard. But I do think the Silvers sang a little bit better.
They was singing though. I can't even.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah.
Jackson had the machine, so I just know more of their songs. It's
Got
just
you.
Yeah,
it was Motown, and they had the best songwriters and producers in the
Yeah.
world were on them. So
right,
you know,
right,
so that
right.
get them a little more edge for me
Exactly.
because they just got more to choose from. I guess.
And then it's so crazy with the Silvers that it seemed like after after they started getting people writing for them,
Mhm.
that's when they started getting bigger. Like, you
Yeah.
know, with Boogie Fever
Mhm.
and High School Dance and
Oh yeah, they got
Hotline, like
yeah.
a lot of them people, but a lot of them kind of came from the corporation
Yeah.
vibe anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it
Mhm.
was kind of like once they started doing that, but to me, I think a lot of their gems are
Ah,
like this album because they were able to do something. Yes, he
very
did.
probably their
Yes,
production
he
on
did. Yes,
it.
he
Mhm.
did. Talk about it. Yes, he did. But I just think that the Silvers, like y'all said, was a lot more. They were able to put a lot of more of them in it. We didn't start getting a lot more of them great harmonies and stuff until the Jacksons left and went to Gamble and Huff,
Mhm.
which you started realizing, oh,
Yeah,
whoa,
I like that. Mhm.
this is what we got. Oh, we couldn't get that then. Oh, okay, okay, okay. They was blocking all these
Yeah.
blessings that they
Right.
get now. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Exactly.
yes. Ah,
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess I have. Well, no, you go ahead, but I'm have one in the early because you kind of going more underground to the bigger. So I
Mhm.
have. Go ahead.
okay, okay. The
Okay.
one
Okay.
that I know, one of mine is underground too. Well, the one that I got because I only got two. At least got two, and Kamani got the rest. So, for me, I got "Girl, You Need to Change Your Mind" by Eddie Kendrick. Now,
Okay.
that yes, so that came out in actually 72, but it didn't pop until 73.
Mm.
And it's off my favorite Eddie Kendrick album, which is "People Hold On."
Hold
Yes,
on.
God, I love that. It's my favorite. It was like finally Eddie kind of got into his bag once he got with Frank Wilson and Leonard Casson, is that his name?
Oh, Leonard
Yeah.
Castle. Right. Right.
Yes. So he
Yeah.
finally got on that, and once they got into that rhythm, they was in it. You hear me? Like that's why I talk about Eddie a lot because I feel like Eddie doesn't get the credit of what he did in the 70s.
Right.
Everybody, and don't get me wrong, the Temptations was just so big, and you can't help that. Like it
Yeah.
just was what it was. But when
Uh-huh.
he got in them 70s, he was representing R&B for
Oh
real,
yeah.
very
You hold it down,
consistent.
bro.
You know what I mean? But "Girl, You Need to Change Your Mind" is just so funky, and it's also considered like one of the first disco records, to be honest.
Uh-huh.
Like, you know what I mean? Because that's why it kind of hit in 73, to be honest,
Hmm.
because it was like this song came out in May of 72, like it was released
Ah.
in
Okay.
May. But it was like, people really weren't hitting on it like that. But
Mhm.
finally, when the disco and these clubs, these underground
Mhm.
clubs started playing this, it was like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is funky, you know what I'm saying? So, "Girl, You Need to Change Your Mind" it actually has a small impact of when music begin to change. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, this is 72. It's a great era of music, to be honest. Like,
Mhm.
it is amazing. We blackity black during this time. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot deny that. You know what I mean? Hell, look at the cover of "People Hold On" with Eddie. That's
You got
black.
the big
Like, you know what I'm saying?
like
He's holding that.
yeah.
Like he holding this sitting in the chair. Like
Uh-huh.
he's this black. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
we black, but also it's also a shift. Nothing stays the same for a while. So
Mhm.
now the underground with disco is coming in, and we need them joints where we can be able to really dance in these mainstream clubs, if y'all know where I'm going.
Mhm.
Because let me tell you something. You played that at Soul Train. Them Soul Train dancers was rocking. You hear me? Like, yes, going in. But it took this for them disco clubs to be like, oh, snap, this
Yeah.
is all right. You know
Yeah,
what I
so
mean?
watch out for it as a solo artist.
So
Mhm.
even though it got big in 73, "Girl, You Need to Change Your Mind," I had to make that as one of my favorites of 1972 for real.
Oh, yeah.
And I know my mom would be very happy because I know she in here, but she can't type. Hi, Mom. So so I know she's definitely happy with that because we love that. As soon as you play it, we going in. So I definitely had to give Eddie his respect because I don't feel like he gets a lot of that in the 70s, to be honest.
Oh, definitely.
So, yes, so Girl Need Change of Mind. That's mine.
Definitely has one of the most underrated solo careers, like as far as like after leaving a group.
Yeah.
Like and when we talk friends that I have that love the Temptations as much as I do, like we talk about like who had the better solo career, Eddie or David. It was like, well, chart wise, we don't usually like argue charts, but like chart wise, Eddie had the more formidable solo career, you know, and I think he has a lot of like very special gems, like especially like from those first 4 albums. And I think People Hold On is the only one from that 4 album run that I don't have actually. It's very hard to find.
Mine was very hard to find. It was hard, and I finally found it.
It was fun. I'm sorry. Before and after the beard, you know.
Yes. Y'all know I'm dig. Look, I love him as lead in with the Temps anyway. So and without the beard, he was all right. When he came with the beard, he said, what?
I'm going. Otis is off my back. I'm ready to get down. You know, keep right. You know. Yeah, but that definitely deserves credit. Like, you know, that was kind of like you always say that's kind of like the launching pad before Keep On Trucking. Like, you had to have something that was, you know, that was boiling over until something finally blew up, and then that was kind of the thing before, you know, the heat got bigger, but like Keep On Trucking and Boogie Down and stuff like that. So that's one of my favorites.
Songs anymore. I really don't like. I know. Oh God, like And my dad was a truck driver, so that was a lot of things that my mom would make cassettes for him. Mm-hmm. Like when he would go on the road, and that would be the first one she would put on. So it's like anytime we was in the truck with him, that would play, and I'd be like, I ain't gotta hear it no more. But it made sense with him being a truck driver, so obviously I get it. But I'm like, I could hear Boogie Down, or give me that, and then give me the break. You know what I mean? The break when you having that dance break and Boogie Down. What
man?
Keep on trying.
He got some bangers. He got some bangers.
Yes.
And a lot of those ballads, like especially on that People Hold On album, like it's been heavily sampled and stuff like that. Like I think last time it's really been sampled that I remember is like I think what was the last track on that? I think it was Just Memories. It was called. It was
Yes, it was. You better, Kemani, go off.
Yeah, it was 7 on I think it was Ratchet Happy Birthday. That was the first time I heard it. So
okay.
So a lot of like the 70s stuff that I know, like that's back when I was like making Soul Train playlists for like all the footage that was available. I break it down by season, and then Eddie would feature, you know, I think it was season 2 he did If You Let Me, Eddie's Love.
With the blue hat and the blue outfit,
I think he had, I don't know if he had the nipple on, I don't remember.
He was swagged out.
He was pimped out. He was pimped out that day. And then he did like an acapella version of Can I? That was the first time I heard that. I was like, man, he better.
That's a favorite of mine too, but that's on All By Myself.
All
the
by
first
myself.
one. Yeah, so that's on the first one. So I'll be like, but I love that record. I got a video of me and my mom singing it completely off key, but we good.
So what do you think about D'Angelo's version of Girl You Need to Change?
I like it. I do like it. Because D'Angelo's an artist.
I heard it. Yeah.
So he know how to do his thing with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like he know how to flip it. And I'm glad he gave me it made me familiar with the Eddie, but it still gave me D'Angelo. So I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I do. I agree.
I do. Mm-hmm.
That was a good one.
Yes. That was mine. That was my little underground joint.
I got my little underground joint.
Okay.
Underground-ish. Mine is that's Love. That was a big year for Love Unlimited, and a song that is a song that I love is Walking in the Rain with the one I love.
Wow, that's a beautiful. I haven't heard that one in a minute actually.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They sound so good on it.
Very underrated. Super underrated.
The episode that was the theme was rain.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of the songs. That was a good ass show too.
Wasn't it?
Because we didn't go for all the obvious that just have rain in the top and the title, but you know.
Right.
This one
Right.
did. We kind of went, and we went from the '60s to current. You know.
Yes. Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Like,
Glodine.
Glodine with the nails.
Glodine with the nails. She was Coco before Coco. What? What? Oh my god! And they sound really good too. I like that. They sounded so good, and that's just show why Barry White was a fucking genius.
Barry White, genius, man.
And I'm grateful. I've gone back because I didn't really give them a lot of attention, but I think since the radio show, when I thought about that song, I've gone back, really dug deeper and listened to some deeper cuts from them. So gorgeous, the harmonies. Oh my god.
Yeah. Glorious.
These like, man, you ain't gonna be the only one singing out here. But they definitely gave you like three. Wait a minute, were they out first before 3 Degrees?
Oh no, 3 Degrees was out first. I remember they did like a 1970 version of Maybe. I think. I don't know.
Okay.
They did come before though.
Okay, because I thought maybe they might have came out around the same time, but I thought maybe Love Unlimited was out maybe a little first, because I know 3 Degrees debut came out in '73, didn't it?
For I think for Philadelphia, yeah.
Yes, it came out in '73. Yes. Yeah, okay. So and then Love Unlimited, they single came out in '70. Yo, they first album came out in '72. Okay. Okay.
They have nice album cover.
Yes, I do think his impact slips through.
Oh yeah.
Like a lot of people don't really talk about his impact and what that man did for real. Yeah, he's more than practice what you preach, people.
Come on, somebody.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all already arrived at this, but their first album was in '70.
Oh,
like Kemani said, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
1970. Okay. And then their self-titled album was '73.
Okay. That's with Phil International.
Yeah. That's with the Year Decision and When Will I See You Again, and
that's when they really
all that. Yes. Come on, Fats with them red glasses.
They got a lot of albums. 3 Degrees.
Oh. I really gotta get into them girls.
I had no idea. That's a group that is a blind spot for me that I need to.
Yeah, I need to get hip to that. Yeah.
The standards that people, but I have never dug deep into.
Right.
Right.
Journey through the 3 Degrees.
Yes, I love them. That's why y'all see I posted them a couple of days ago. I posted them.
Yeah.
Yes, a couple of days ago.
Moving No Mountain. I forgot about that.
Move Me No Mountain. Oh yes.
I'm about to kick Jill out. She been cutting up. First, Eddie Kendricks was fine. That's someone Ernie Hudson need to put on the wig and play. Jill, you're fired.
Lord. All right, well, it's on you, Kemani. It's on you.
Okay. Gotta pull out the list because I don't remember the rest. Okay. I think we talked about Eddie, so I might as well bring up my favorite group. I'm trying to find, because I got all my 72 vinyls here with me. So
God, here go him and Alise.
I'm trying to go through where they at.
Him and Alise. How I get in? What you talking about?
He said, why am I
vinyls? Because he gonna have all his vinyls for this.
He said, why are you talking about what me and Kemani do? Are you jealous?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I ain't gonna lie. Am I jealous? Yes.
You're the middle child. I'm the older sister. Kamani's the little brother. You the awkward middle child.
I have no comeback for that because that was too good. I'm sorry. Ouch.
He started
the Temptations. Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
all 18 minutes and 30-something seconds
Listen here.
straight genius that they didn't even want to do. You know, they didn't think it was gonna happen. I was like, we don't need this. And I think Undisputed Truth recorded it first.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So
a lot of that happened with them.
Norman just had this thing with passing around songs between Undisputed. I think Gladys was in that mix, and then
yeah. I mean, hell, look what he get. I mean, that was the Motown formula. I mean,
yeah.
Like, you gonna get this on everybody and see who's sick. Because it wasn't just they gave it to him and they sang it. No, they were singles. Like,
yes.
Singles. Everybody has same song.
Hey, come on, I got a quick question before you go to that. Didn't the Temps bring out 2 albums in 72 too?
I was just about to. Yes, it is. Solid rock in all directions.
Okay, all right. I wanted to make sure. All right, my bad. I'm just taking up your. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, Solid Rock came out first. I think it was January 72. They had this one with Take a Look Around. They have a really nice version of Ain't No Sunshine. Stop the One Now, What It Is, Smooth Sailing, Superstar. Superstar actually came out in late 71, and they added on to this album. And they said it was a diss to David and Eddie, but I don't think that was the case.
I heard that, and I was like,
I think that was kind of a reach, low key. But I think Norman was probably talking about somebody else that he was dealing with. Probably, you don't know.
Probably Norman was in these streets. You hear me?
Listen. Norman. We love you, Norman.
Right.
And you know the crazy thing about the song to me, it's like because there's really no bridge, really, and it's the same bass line for the entire record. I know that bass player was so tired.
Fingers all chewed up, just hard.
Don't. When we get into the verse, Norman, like it's just like, and I used to hate the intro. Like growing up, like I'd be so ready to fast forward, even in the movie. Like I would fast forward the whole thing and just be like, okay, let's get on to the verse. It was the third or something. And I think I saw an interview with Dennis talking about the making of this record and how of course he didn't want to do it. And his dad actually died the 3rd of October. But the movie was like, oh, that was the day. September 3rd was the day my daddy died. And I think that was like Hollywood persons and stuff like that, obviously. But but when he recorded, you notice like when Dennis is on a Temptation song, you know how Dennis is. I call him the Johnny Gill before Johnny Gill. Like him.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, when I always like make like Temptation a New Edition, like when I make parallels, I always like match. There's David and Bobby, Eddie and Ralph, Mike Bivins and Otis Williams, Williams, and then Dennis, like Johnny, came into this already established group, and they had like already established like solo careers and stuff like that. But they came into a group setting and just flat out took over. And Dennis was with them for a long, long time, and he really held it down for a good number of years. And when he recorded this song, he said like, he was so pissed off, and he recorded, and like I was saying, like usually when he's on the Temptation record, he's just going all rough, rugged, church on you, like Johnny Gill, usually does when he gets the growling, his nose start flaring. Like it, that's what you usually get from Dennis. But like on this particular record, in the verse that he had, it's kind of more melancholy. He was actually in that mood because he didn't want to do the song, so when he recorded it, and he said it was the 3rd of September. The day I'll always remember. And he said like that was the exact feeling that Norman wanted on the record. So that's just how it came out. And everybody else just followed suit. And Richard, Richard's part is great. Damon comes in, closes it out. Of course I love when Melvin comes in and do his bass thing. It's a bad talk going around town, say Papa had 3 outside too. And another like it's just the dramatics of it is real soulful. It's a classic. You can't go wrong with the classics.
Absolutely not. But I'm glad you said it. That freaking intro is like 4 minutes long, and I'm like, really?
I think the album version is even long because there's more instrumental breaks in the actual album version. I think.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
The album version. Oh, the album version is 11:45. 11 minutes 45 seconds.
But I think Norman also knew what was going on too, as far as what was going on in the streets, because he was a street guy. You know what I mean? So he started knowing what was going on and what sound you needed to me. And I feel like with him, he knew that break can get people dancing. He knew because that's what you needed. And you just hear that, but it still got a beat. So people can still, you know what I'm saying, be in the clubs just partying. And again, this is the transition of disco. So I think Norman kind of saw what was going on. You know what I mean? So I think that intro was just a great thing for the song, even though I'm like you, Kemani. Let's just get to the beginning when Dennis starts singing. Like, come on. Like, I'm like, all right, you can give me like a minute. I even take 2 minutes, but you give me damn near 4-minute intro. Like, come on.
But you know what? It's just, I like the ball intro. It made the song stand out. It gave people something to talk about. It sometimes be little things that you think annoying about a song, but if it goes for that, people wouldn't be really talking about it in the same way. And look at us now talking about the intro.
Right. True.
Yeah, it is very long. It is very long.
We was just celebrating the 3rd of September too. Like every 3rd of September, like we are ready to celebrate. Like I took that song all day that day. All day. All day.
Right. I think I do when the 3rd of September comes. I think I see Kemani be the first one to post it. so yes. And then it makes me go listen to it, to be honest with you. But I listen to the single.
I definitely got to pull up the Soul Train performance. Like they got on this like bright pink.
Oh my god! It was. Oh my god!
And, right. Was down. Yeah. And even what's the name of that film? Save the Children. They filmed that on that, and they was getting down over there too, man.
And that was a good year about 1972 as well, because Soul Train just came in.
Soul Train is really blowing up. Like first year was kind of rough. There weren't really a lot of A-list artists on the first season. By the time that season finale, Argentina was on the season finale, and then season 2, you got these heavy hitters. Al Green, Stevie Wonder comes on the show. Like everybody, Bill Withers comes on the show. Everybody's just coming in. Curtis Mayfield came on. He was like one of the OGs that came on the show, like back when they started in Chicago. Yeah. Like so, and everybody's eating around this time.
And that's what I think. That's why 72 is really, really important, because I'm like, with Soul Train, our blackness was able to be in white homes. You know what I mean? Like it's just what it was. You know what I mean? And that's why I love Gladys. I'm gonna give her props. She was the first artist on Soul Train. If it wasn't for her and the Pips doing their getting on Soul Train, it wouldn't have been one, because you needed somebody big. You know what I'm saying? For it to pop. And for her and the Pips to do it, it was like, okay, maybe we could pay some attention to this. And Soul Train blew up, and the Soul Train line, it was never the same. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was just like, and then that's why 72 was just popping. You hear me? Like everybody. Like you said, start going into season 2, where it was like the end of 72 going into 73.
Right.
Yeah, that's when you started getting a lot of the bigger artists to come on there, because it was like a lot of them was like, wait a minute, this is helping our sales. Like it's helping. Like we might need to go on this. You know what I mean? So people started getting their own shows. You know what I'm saying? Like Stevie had his own episode, Aretha had her own episode. Like people started getting their own, like the show was dedicated to them. The Jacksons, y'all know we're gonna get into. But yeah, so yeah, I wanted to say that too about Soul Train. That was a big year for Soul Train as well, 1972. So yeah. All right, is it on me or is it on Alise?
Yeah, it was on. Yeah, because it was me, you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So speaking of the Jackson, my last one is Looking Through the Window.
Ooh.
Looking Through the Window. That is my favorite Jackson 5 record. For me, I think that's kind of the last time that we kind of got the high pitch from Mike.
Yeah.
Because after that, it was kind of like, their voice started to change, and we got that "You Better Get It Together."
Oh yeah,
and we got that, and that's when that voice was
seven.
And it was no more. So this is kind of the last one that we get, and I wish it was a bigger hit. You know what I mean? But you know who wrote it? The actor Clifton Davis.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote it. He wrote this record. And I thought it's such and when they was on Soul Train and when they did it, it was so fun. It's a fun record. Like you want to just sing along to it and looking through the window. Like it's just that. Like it's so dope. And Michael, Michael is giving. Giving. Michael's always gonna give. That's what he did. You know what I mean? And this song is so fun for me to sing and it's great. So that is definitely a favorite of mine of 72. Is the Jackson 5 Looking Through the Window. I don't have the album at all. I wish it did.
I never would. I think only like 5 tracks off that album. 4 tracks actually, yeah.
You only like 4 joints on there?
Yeah. It's Looking Through the Window.
Oh yeah, on that is little what is it? Little Bitty Pretty One.
I can do without that.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
I can do without that version. I'll be.
I don't like it.
I told you on the way I see it episode. I was like, around the maybe tomorrow, looking through the windows, like only like half the joints are like really solid. Everything else, you could tell they didn't want to sing it. So because
they was about tired by it.
Even on the cover of that album, nobody's smiling.
At all.
At all.
Well, no. Well, which one? You talking about on Looking Through the Window?
Looking Through the Window, yeah.
Jermaine
smiling? Oh.
Not too much. Not too much.
I mean, he is. Jermaine's smiling, but nobody else is.
I ain't talking about what you said. I'm talking about your face and your inflection and all that.
Yeah,
what you said.
I can't.
but yeah, I'm with you, Kemani. Like that album, it's not an album that I'm like, oh my god, this is one of my favorites from them. No,
if I saw it,
they weren't happy. They weren't happy.
Yeah, if I saw it in the record shop and it was Flipping Records, like, oh, they have this, and then just keep scrolling. But I do love. They got a joint on there called "Don't Let Your Baby Catch You," which should have been a single. Mm-hmm. That should have been a single, and then I got this joint called "To Know." I listened to it today. It's real. The intro is real Al Greenish. It gives me that Al Green, lo-fi type of vibe. So yeah.
Well, I am happy that they also got Willie Hutch back with them on the last record on I Can Only Give You Love. That's the last song on the album. Willie Hutch and Mike was very good with each other.
Oh yeah.
From that debut. His debut, people, not off the wall, that.
One of the best debuts of all time if we were really keeping it above.
Woo, talk about it for a minute. Yes.
Like,
you really think so?
I think like just from the first it's not Ain't No Sunshine, Wanna Be With You, Don't Take Your Love With Me, also written by Willie Hutch. In Our Small Way, which is a personal favorite of mine. Got to Be There title track, and then Rocket Rock. That track run alone is like they set my dude up for greatness. I think, based off his pure talent, and I love his version of Ain't No Sunshine. Like I heard the intro of it again today. I was like, man, this could have easily been in a blaxploitation film somewhere in some type of montage. And I think that's what I love about a lot of music from 72. Like they were really in their blaxploitation era, whether or not they were making a soundtrack.
Yes.
It was real pimpish.
Real pimpish, yeah. Wah-wah guitars and sitting around the bass lines and stuff like conga, like the little conga undertones that you get. Oh yeah.
I just love his "You Got a Friend." I love his version of "You Got a Friend." I love that so much, y'all. And that's how they end the album. Like you said, if you listen to this album, you like, this boy is gonna be great. Like, like you just can't deny it. Like Michael was just singing for blood, but then again, you bring out this album, and then you bring out the Jacksons Looking Through the Window. So it's like you can't really get to this. Like you can't really focus on this, and it's kind of like, damn, like come on. But saying the greatest debut of all time. I hear that. Come on.
I said one of. Don't
No. You did. You said one of. Yes, you did. You did. I'm sorry. Nah. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because in these Twitter's worlds, you know how people will feel, but it's Michael. So, I mean, I don't think people will want to disagree because the Michael fans is nothing to play with either.
Can't go wrong with the Kang, you know?
Not at all. At all. Because you know the Michael fans don't play either. At all.
At all.
At all.
The ones that are sane, I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, catch it. Boom.
The ones with Logic, the Michael fan, basically all the like stand culture, like I'm not really part of that, but like the ones that are really logic about their thinking, salute to y'all. I love y'all from the bottom of my heart.
I agree with that too. Facts.
Man, I can't talk about that. Oh, I didn't mention the intro to Looking Through the Windows. Because I had just realized, like, because I remember a couple weeks ago I listened to the Shaft soundtrack the whole way through for the first time. Like I always knew the theme of Shaft, but like I never really connected like and then they just they was paying attention.
Yes, God. That's like how I was paying attention what Isaac was doing over there. Yeah. He was.
I see
and Isaac probably was like, you motherfucker.
It's real competitive. It's real competitive.
That's when you know you're showing your impact.
Yeah. Alise, we next. You next.
Yeah, you next, girl.
I'm holding on to mine because it's Steveland. So I'm gonna hold on to it. So y'all go.
Oh, well, you know I'm out.
Okay.
I'm out. It's all Kemani. It's all him.
Oh man.
In fact,
I mentioned
you have a Stevie one too, right, Kemani?
Oh no, I gave Steve to you.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna hold it for a little bit.
A little bit longer? Okay. All right. I mentioned my dude. I mentioned my dude earlier. I mentioned him earlier. I played him on the way here. And every time I think of this man, especially around this time, 72, this is breakout year 2, along with Stevie. Stevie, he was already established, but like as far as like him being an adult, 72 was like his breakout. But with this guy, I always think about I think it was the 3rd time he came on Soul Train. This is like March of 73, but he's still promoting this album from the year we're talking about. And Don Cornelius comes in, he says, to say that Al Green is hot just doesn't sound right anymore. Everybody knew that after his first gold single. But since then, he's had 5 gold singles, 4 in 1 year. And that same year, 1972, not 1, but 2 gold albums. And to say this, man, the man was in orbit. And we can't say that Al Green's a star anymore, for there are many stars in the sky. Al Green is the moon. There's only one moon. There is only one Al Green. One of my
Rev.
That's one of my favorite Soul Train intros of all time from Don Cornelius. God rest his soul. And I think, it was hard picking one song between these two.
You couldn't.
And I think I'm gonna go with, because I said Let's Stay Together / I'm Still in Love with You, but I think I'm.
Kemani, this is your show. You pick as many songs as you want.
I appreciate it. I think I'll start with Let's Stay Together, because I think with Let's Stay Together and Still in Love with You, the title track, so I think they're like related in some way.
Yes.
Let's Stay Together, of course, classic. I think the first Al Green song that I heard in its entirety, because I remember the media was going crazy. Obama was at the Apollo Theater giving a speech and whatnot.
Yeah.
So the Reverend Al Green was here, and then he broke out that I'm so in love with you, and everybody just went crazy. I'm like, oh, okay, so this man is a real deal. So, like I said, and we talked about the other night how I first saw Al Green. They were showing infomercials, and they played a snippet of "Tired of Being Alone," which is like his coming out party as far as like, being consistent, right, through his run. And then hearing Let's Stay Together for the first time, it just gave me that happy feeling. I think I always put it alongside like My Girl is like one of the best like love songs ever. Like as far as feeling, it's a nice little 2-stepper. You can't deny singing along to it. it's just a special record. And
Mhm.
and then getting more into his stuff, how he was, on the high label in Memphis, working with Willie Mitchell and stuff like that, and seeing, okay, this is kind of a continuation of what. And I was a Stax head by the time I got into the song, so it was like, okay, so this is like a continuation of Memphis being still like a hotbed of soul music locally, as far as like from a national standpoint, right? So I was like, okay. So I got more into him eventually, like, as the years went by. I think by around 2015, this is when I was like a real like fan. Like I was just, and with his Soul Train performance, he did Love and Happiness. Love and Happiness. No. Let me backtrack. I think I heard his version of How Can You Mend a Broken Heart, which is another gem off this record. And I'm
Mhm.
this is not knowing that this was originally about the Bee Gees, and I'm like, how he turned, and I listened to the Bee Gees version, I'm like, how he turned that into this? You know what I mean? That's such a beautiful record. But Let's Stay Together, one of my favorites. I actually have another story that I just realized on the way here. I was like, I remember I had to do it was like a mini project I had to do in 8th grade for my science class, and we were talking about magnetism. And I was like, So I wrote like a parody poem that was in the tune of Let's Stay Together. And I forgot the name of it. I forgot all of it. But I just remember saying, like, I need the opposite pole, someone that makes me whole in my magnetic field, something like that. And it just made me think, I was like, man, like this is back when I was really into this song. Like I really loved this song. When you first hear a song, you love it so much, like you just keep playing it. Like
Yes.
this is one of the first songs I downloaded like on when I first got like my little iPod back in the day. Yeah, it was that, and then I think Raphael Sadiq again. Stone Rolling was out at that time. That was one of my favorite. Yeah, of course, pop radio. That was like the soundtrack of my life at the time. So
Yeah.
Let's Stay Together, and then Let's Stay Together, and I think it was one other old song. Had some oldies in there, Little Richard. I think It's a Shame by the Spinners. This is when I was really. This is when they started showing song. This one unsung really started to roll. So like that's when I was learning through that, and I was learning this, and it was a good time getting into music at that time. I'll say that. But Let's Stay Together is definitely a mainstay. And then We're Still in Love with You, and I say it's related to Let's Stay Together in a way because it's still in the theme of like, being in love with somebody, me loving you, you loving me, and we doing this thing right, through all the ups and downs and stuff like that. I'm still in love with you. And of course, gotta talk about the horns, right? Them high horns.
Come on, Glory.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Especially on Still in Love with You, especially when it starts. And then the strings. Oh yeah. I love a good combination of horns and strings on a record. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was beautiful. And I also no. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Kemani. No. Go ahead.
Saying, I think I heard this record for the first time on Spotify back in like late 2015, early 2016. Got some good joints on here. So You're Leaving. What's This Feeling? Old Time Loving, which was my jam.
That's my jam. That is it for me.
I like his version of Never Found Me a Girl. I like it better than Eddie Floyd's, low key.
I was gonna ask you that. Because I like Eddie Floyd's though. I do, but it's the way Al kind of he brought some pizzazz to it.
His version is real fat, like that high rhythm section, the Hodges and all those words, thick. It was real thick, and I realized I was like, this is kind of like the bridge between. Did y'all know J.R. loves songs? I sure didn't know. And, but yeah, I was thinking, okay, so, and the album before this that had the Can't Get Next to You, right, and how thick that was, and then Tired to Be Alone, how thick that was, and this is becoming like, I realized between this album was between the one with Get Next to You that was released in '71, I think, and this was between that and this, and I realized I was like, okay, I'm realizing that, this one is still like. I kind of view it as like the bridge between, him being on the map and then him just blowing up, like straight blowing up, like as far as, his sound. I think like when he first came out, I remember seeing interviews and stuff like that. And he started working with Willie Mitchell, the producer that he was working with. He was saying, oh, man, we tried to find the sound. We trying to find like the signature Al Green sound. And, Al was trying to sound like some, other people. He was trying to sound like Wilson Pickett. He said, I was like, Wilson Pickett? Hey, no, not Wilson. Hollering Wilson Pickett, screeching Wilson Pickett? Nah, Al, come on, man. Come on, Al. And then Willie was like, no, sing the song like Al. Sing it like Al. And he said, man, what is Al? So, and I think eventually, with Tired of Being Alone blowing up, and then his version Can't Get Next to You, and then other joints that are I'm a Ram is my jam on that too. And I think by the time you get to Let's Stay Together, you kind of feel it like it's still that thickness from the last album, but they're kind of they're still like on the cusp of finally figuring stuff out. By the time you get to this, it's perfected.
Done.
It's polished. It's still soulful. It's still thick, and you got the official. And this cover, man, I always wanted to recreate this cover, but I'm real. I wouldn't say it's a phobia, but it's like I can't do all white. I can't do all white.
No white, come on.
Not all white. I couldn't do it because because if something spilled on me, it's over. Like it's ruined. So, but this is one of the smoothest album covers ever known to man, and I just love looking at it. It's just beautiful.
I like that. I like how you just completely broke all of that down, Kemani, because I was gonna say that that album, he's sitting like, we got it. Like we did it, yeah. And we did it. Like we did that shit. Like that's what that is. That Let's Stay Together is like, hey y'all, like we figuring it out. Like I'm still figuring it out. The Can't Get Next to You was the album like, y'all, I'm here. Like pay attention to me. You know what I mean? Right. Like y'all, like I'm doing something different. I'm doing this. Let's Stay Together was like, all right, we figuring out, but we got some heat for y'all, but we still figuring this shit out. I'm still in love with you. He like, nigga, I got it. I got it. It's over. Because a lot of hip hop artists samples from that album.
Yeah.
A lot. So many. Because that album has no skips.
No skips
at all. You ain't skipping no song on that album to me. And I think that's his best to me. I think I'm Still in Love with You. It's his best album, period. Even though I wish my favorite song was on there and it's not.
Oh, what's your favorite?
Here I Am.
Oh,
and that's on the next album. That's on the next.
That's what most critics say is his best.
I love that. Right? Yeah, the critics say that one is yes, but that one, that's it. That's it. That's it. Oh Lord,
I didn't know that about you. I didn't know Here I Am.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. That's news to me. I like that's one of my especially when he did it live on Soul Train with the arm.
Hey baby.
When I tell you he tore that place up
with that one rose in his hand, what?
Man, he just went straight to his roots, back to the church.
Baby.
Like, he tore that place up. And
then the arm joint was actually matching his outfit too. Yeah. Like, man, you couldn't tell Al nothing.
Because he had the scarf as a sling.
As a sling.
Yes. And they had the rose like, girl, I still can do it. Like, so don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can still give it to you, like, for real. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I love that performance. But, again, his best album has to be I'm Still in Love with You. Like, awesome. The best. And he's sitting like, I know I'm the shit. So, it's like, to me, mind you, this is 72. We're coming into the year now. It's like, Marvin is killing it. If we're going to be honest. He just came out with, what's going on. So we're into that next year now. So the whole landscape has been changed now. So it's like, who is gonna, because now we're so Black Power and we're so that, it's like, now we still need somebody to talk about the love. Like we still need that because Marvin was on that, I'm about us. I'm what's going on in our community, but we still need that guy that still was gonna be swift and still talk to the women. And Al was like, he crossed his legs and said, I'm gonna do that for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, I'm gonna do that for y'all. Marvin got y'all over there, but I got y'all here. You know what I mean? So I think, Al Green was necessary and he was needed for sure.
Yeah. And you mentioned like the.
Oh, go ahead. Did y'all know that Chastity loved Al Green? I didn't know that.
I didn't either. I didn't know she loved Al Green. I really didn't.
Yeah, I had no idea.
No idea. Yeah, that's a first for me, girl.
I am shocked. I, for one, am shocked.
Right. So shocked. Like, it's unbelievable to me. I never thought she liked him. I ain't even thought, because she used to be on the timeline and never really spoke about him. So I was just like, okay, cool. You know what I mean?
You find out so many things in the lives, you know?
Right. You find so many things. And then what? Damn. Oh God, she did come on the show, but I don't think she talked about an Al Green song before though, so that's fine.
No, she definitely didn't talk about Simply Beautiful. She hates
Oh yeah, she didn't like Simply Beautiful. No, she didn't. That's right. That was
black.
That's the last song on the first side. Man, I'm looking at the first side. I'm like, man, Glad You're Mine. That's one of my favorite drum samples.
Come on, somebody. You know that.
Love and Happiness and Simply Beautiful. Those are one of the first songs that I learned on guitar, actually. That's a fun fact about me. And then What a Wonderful Thing Love Is. That's a real underrated cut on this. Love this version of Old Pretty Woman. Sorry, Roy Orbison.
With Al took you back to the blues.
Oh yeah.
He took you back to the blues because now it's, don't get me wrong, it's really to me like in the 70s, as much as it was very soulful, it was more soul to me. It was like a lot of the blue, and Al brought that blues in. It was very heavy, like it was thick, like it was. His albums are very heavy. If you want to talk about like they give the neo soul stuff was thick and heavy, Al's albums was very heavy. You know what I mean? Like him and somebody else we're gonna discuss was their albums were very thick. You know what I mean? So it was like he brought that blues in with a song like you said, like that's a gem on it. What a Wonderful Thing Love Is, because I think everything else was damn near a single, right? Except I'm Glad You're Mine, Still in Love, Love and Happiness, Simply Beautiful, Oh Pretty Woman, All the Good Times, Look What You Done For Me. Like all them damn shits were singles. Like it was like.
One thing I love about Al was he brought the blues to more of a mainstream place without watering it down.
Right.
Yeah. In fact, it was even thicker than some traditional blues. So instead of watering it down, he thickened it up.
That thick old gravy.
So glad somebody told him, no, you be Al. Don't try to be like you be.
Stand out.
And that's why I think that's why it resonated so much. Because it was
baby, because if you listen to like the backup train, and you like, you could tell it's like Al, you trying this, and it's not. Nah. But once you got to get next to you, it was like, now this is Al. This is now this is the lane that you fool with. You know what I'm saying? Like, stay there. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what you was doing with backup train. That train should have backed up and stayed there. Like, just because he wanted to sound like Sam, and he wanted to sound like Wilson Pickett, and he was trying to imitate the ones that he loved instead of creating a lane for himself. It's like you can follow and be inspired, but he was mimicking them. And really was like, come on, like, no. You know what I mean? So, y'all right on that one.
Oh, speaking of Love and Happiness, I just found out, I saw this TikTok, and they were saying, like, the intro to Love and Happiness, right? And the stomp, that was I think it was a horn player stepping on a Coke box. So that's what you hear at the beginning, that foot stomp before the guitar comes in, the song starts.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, they just came out with that. They were in the studio where they recorded it, I'll send it to you after this.
Okay.
They were saying like so. They had the intro right, you know. No. So they had that, and it was like, okay, how we gonna count it off? And usually, you know, he would have the horn player. I forgot his name. He usually would have like the coke box to keep time, right? But that wouldn't be like on a record. That would be like kind of like an outtake before, you know, the recording really starts. But when they played it back and they had that counting in, and it was like, let's keep that. So the rest is history. So that's the story I really wanted to know. I was like, what? I was like, yeah, that blew my mind when I was like, man, this is
that shit just blew mine.
I just love stories like that. I'm just and just how that eventually becomes a part of our culture. We know what time it is when we hear that. So yeah, that's another special thing, you know. Yeah. Right now, just hearing it in my head, I'm trying to get a plate of it.
I mean, me too. That's right. Yes.
I'm out of church by this time, so I'm like, where's my plate? Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Oh man.
Go get going, man. It's on you because I'm cleaned out. I'm here learning.
We got Al out the man. What a year for that movie. And he's still living. Yeah, one of our many living legends. Gotta get
Yes, you can't talk about 70s R&B without talking about Al. Like you can't.
Definitely not.
There's no way. With a dude that brought out 2 big albums the way he did in 1 year,
man.
Wasn't nobody else but doing that, but one other person.
Uh-oh. Y'all know. Wait. Hold on.
Oh, mine over there. I do got my Steven now. I do got my Stevie. I can say I got that. It's over there. I do got my Stevie now.
It's okay, JR. It's okay. We're not judging you based on.
With this one, you can't because I got mine over there. I got my Stevie collection now.
Oh yeah.
Oh Lord.
And so, yeah. So, So my particular song that I really love off of this album, which is my favorite Stevie Wonder song, and that's Superwoman. But this is also my favorite Stevie album.
You did say that,
you know, yeah. Because I mean, on Music on My Mind, you have. I love this whole album. You have it. It's a lot of Sarita going hands in this album. and I adore her. So in fact, so you know, on this album it has I Love Every Little Thing About You, which Sarita did a cover of, and I just recently, about a week ago, I was at a little cookout and I introduced that song to people who had never heard it, and I played them Stevie's and I played them Sarita's. They all love the Sarita better, which I do too. But I do love the Stevie version as well. But the Sarita is just brighter. It's just
it's adorable. I love it.
And it has a little more whimsy to it. I like the way it feels. And that's just kind of what Sarita's voice does to me. It's like
that's my baby.
Like a fairy, like a little woodland fairy or something, little elf. Like it's just it's such a happy, like I said, bright voice, and where she chooses to make certain inflections, it's just wow.
Yeah, she's great. I miss God rest her soul. This is one of my favorite discoveries of last year. Yeah, hearing this whole thing. Black Navy is a good cut off this. Very influential. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Look at that. Look at that.
Like,
oh my God.
Not playing around. Yeah. You know, with the Music on My Mind, I just wish that people, I want people to respect that album a little more than they do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it seems like, you know, everybody starts with Talking Book, which is fine. If you want to start with that, that's fine, because that's a great. I'm not dissing that at all. But I think with Music on My Mind, a lot of people don't get because it has no commercial song at all on it. There's nothing commercial about that album at all. Nothing. And I think a lot of people, it didn't have a single to really catapult it. So I think once it got to Talking Book, it was like, we got Superstition. We got You're the Sunshine of My Life. Like, you got these that can actually play on, you know, that's radio songs, that's radio friendly. And I think Stevie finally got it right. I'm not right, because he had it right on Music of My Mind too. But I think for commercial reasons, he got it right with Talking Book. You know what I mean? Because Music of My Mind is just so, it's if you're a music lover, you love that joint. Like Evil is one of my favorites on that album too, Joseph. Like it is. Like I love
that
Evil.
Song. That is
what? Yeah, and I'm like, Stevie, you
end the
album like wait, he ends it with it? Man.
That is a cut. Thank Joseph.
That thing, man.
Then Happier Than the Morning Sun is another favorite for me.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
I
love about sunshine. If it got sun at the time,
yes.
And I always want like, as far as like Stevie Wonder songs that I want to hear PJ Morton cover, Happier Than the Morning Sun is one of the main ones. I'll be like, man, I want to hear PJ's version on this.
He will eat that. You hear me? He will eat it. And we would still get the felike of Stevie, like for sure. Like it was like that's Stevie's son, like for real. Yes, like even though Stevie's DNA is in everybody, just saying. But PJ, he come from that branch, the start of this branch. He's there. Like
I remember the first time. See, I knew him before I really knew him, because I remember he co-wrote. I realized he co-wrote "Let Go and Let God" by Dwayne Woods, right? So that's when I first heard him, but I didn't know him then as PJ the Morton, right? And then I followed Kim on stage at the time, and I still do. But he talked about the album that was out at the time called Gumbo, and I was like, I like the cover of this. It looks it looks like he's giving me kind of like soulful vibes. So like, let me get into it. And I think the first song I heard was First Began, and I was like, wait. Wait.
Made me cry.
You mean this ain't a fulfilling his personality like deep cut, or that something that was in the vault that Stevie exposed to Morton and be like, hey, you can have this. Like I mean, what's up? This no, man. This can't be. That's what I was like, yeah, that was one of the first songs in which like I was also like connecting dots as far as like, okay, this reminds me of that. This reminds me of that. So one of my favorite games, at least one of my favorite games. Oh yeah, but yeah, that was when I knew. I was like, yeah, Stevie's that dude. Like, it's influencing like a new generations of like artists that are coming out in that vein. Like, yeah, that's when I knew how influential he really was. So I was like,
yes.
And and with Superwoman, especially like that first half, I love the first half. Is just I was just singing that to myself like when I was doing some yard work before I got here. I was like, that first half is very underrated, because we know when we talk about when the summer came, you were not around, but that first half is just really sets you in that nice little sway vibe, like we talked about on Smile Please. Like it's like it gives me that vibe, and I love the sonic of this whole album. Really, like I love how each of his classic period albums have a certain type of like sonic identity to them, but it's like it's still Stevie. It's still like an evolution of his art. So, and this is the first one he did with Malcolm Cecil and Robert Margouleff too. So
yes,
he's working out his clothes and synths and stuff like that. So, yeah, one of my favorites.
And one thing I like sonically about the album is it's no polish on it. Everything just like rough. Like, everything is sepia toned. Like, it's not no bright color. It's just very just like rustic. Like,
yeah, I agree.
I think the album cover even like entails to that too. Like I love how album covers, like they tell you kind of subconsciously what you're gonna get, so you can match the cover with the sonics that you hear. Like it's just a perfect like marriage.
I think it's the best Stevie album cover. It's my favorite album cover. Like to have the
Ah.
reflection, like the photography that went on there is just wow.
Right.
And
Right.
it's just the graphic
Even the
design.
inside too. It's like it's very, very abstract.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just with music on my mind, this is an album that I think, because because this is right after Coming Where I'm Coming From.
Yeah.
And this is when finally Stevie gets do his own thing. It's no longer Funk Brothers and them are not included in this. It's like this is the first Stevie album where he's like, I'm doing me. I have the creative freedom to do what I want to do. And in my opinion, I think Barry thought he was gonna fail.
Mm-hmm.
He did. He thought he was gonna fail. Yeah. He did. He was like, oh, okay, without Studio A, he ain't gonna hit. Because coming from where I'm coming from, the hits on that album was If You Really Love Me, which he did in Studio A. Right. Like the Funk Brothers is behind him. And this album is all Stevie. So he like, okay, so Marvin want to do what he want to do by himself. Stevie want to do what he want to do by himself. Oh, they think they gonna win? Oh, okay. Let them get whatever they want to. And see, this album didn't do what it was supposed to. And what you call it was like, oh, I bet you Barry was like, see, I told you. Oh, Stevie said, oh, really? I'm about to give you talking book, bitch. Like, I'm about to give you talking book, bitch. Now say something. And I bet you Barry walked around that shit with his head down, like, oh shit. like, you know what I mean? Like, you couldn't deny it, Stevie. He's too musical. You could not. He was gonna win. Stevie was gonna win no matter what. You know what I mean? Like he proved that once he got talking book, it was a wrap. There was no turning around from there. It was like, and I got the commercial behind it too.
Oh yeah.
And I got the commercial tracks with it too. Oh, you ain't gonna tell me nothing. And it was a wrap. Done deal. Done.
He should have put a message on that, like on the cover, like you know how the cover has Braille on it, right? He could have put some Braille on it. Take a shot at Barry Gordy somewhere like right here.
Yes, I'd have loved it. like talking book, bitch.
And this is talking too much now.
Right.
I'm booked and busy.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
And this is actually one of my favorite, like, this category isn't really mentioned, like as far as like album photo shoots. This is one of my favorites. Okay. There's different photos of him in this outfit. He got the shades off. He's got the hair braided. You know, he's got this. I can't tell if it's a dashiki or it's like some type of other type of African attire, but it's very Afrocentric. And he wore the same one on the. I was going to mention you brought up the Black Power movement, right? And there was that PBS show called Soul, right? He performed on that show with the same outfit on. But he just had the Afro. Like that was a very Afrocentric show. Like not just music artists on there. You had poets like Nikki Giovanni, this guy, James Baldwin was on the show. Another activists. They would talk about the issues going on and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And episodes of that, I was like, man, like these are people that are very essential to our culture and people that they were trying to push for what was right for us. So
right.
And then.
But don't go ahead. My bad. Come on.
Oh, no, I was about to finish up. But and then you had the music to reflect those times too. So everything.
Because you think about what Marvin and Stevie was actually doing in the late '60s, right? And you could since to think on what they did in this, and they took it all the way there in the '70s. You know what I mean? Because it was like they were doing a lot of covers of songs that were, what I'm saying, like. Stevie did We Can Work It Out, right? Mm-hmm. And that he felt like that was going to what we were dealing with in our communities, right? And then you had Marvin that remade Abraham, Malcolm, and John. Like those were the only times that they really could talk about what was going on in the issues we were dealing with. And once Marvin and Stevie, because you got to also throw Stevie in there too. He also helped that change as well. You know what I mean? Because coming from where I'm coming from, he got a song on there that he's addressing this.
Look around.
I want to talk to her. Like, you know, he's addressing that. You know what I mean? And it's just like even though Marvin's What's Going On really went out of here, but where I'm coming from should definitely be in that mix. You know what I'm saying? And it's two people that I want to say before we go to the next one. I just think that Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway do not get their credit on really changing the landscape of putting things into, putting social and religious issues into their album before anybody. Because if you listen to Roberta Flack's First Take, she's really addressing a lot of this. You know what I mean? It's all of that. But the only song everybody thinks about that is, what was it? The First Time I Ever Saw Your Face. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. That's all people think about First Take. And it's like, y'all, she's speaking on these issues, but again, she's a new artist. You think she's going to get the push like Marvin and them? No. Then in 70, who does it? Donny, with Everything Is Everything. You know what I mean? So you got The Ghetto, he gets on there, Young, Gifted, and Black. Like, he's talking about this, but nobody's really paying no attention because Donny is new. He's a new artist. But once Marvin comes and does What's Going On, it was like it changed everything because he had the Motown backing and all that good stuff. So it's just like, I'll be wanting Donny, and I wanted to ask you, at least before we went to the next one too, how did you like Donny's version of Superwoman?
Ooh.
I love it, but the Stevie reigns supreme because the Donny is not the whole thing, and it's that whole thing that makes that song what it is.
Yeah.
And one thing I'll say about Superwoman is, I will say, I'll tell you what song is that song's son or daughter.
Oh.
Erica Green Eyes.
Oh yes.
Wow.
It's, in fact, the way the tempo goes is the same, because beginning Stevie, hey, wants to be a superwoman. My eyes are green because he's vegetables. Then it goes into that, So it starts off kind of almost like silly, on the surface. But even what they're saying is very like heavy. But it's like in this little ditty, and then it goes down, and it gets more dramatic, and it gets sad.
Right. Come on, Alise.
They have the same movement, and actually a lot of Mama's Gun has a lot of music of my mind and talking about going on in it. It's like
she loves Stevie.
So, So, and Erica, she listens to she understands music, she understands the emotion. So you knew she was probably deep in a Stevie bag when she made Mama's Gun. I can't imagine she wasn't.
Right. I agree.
Wow.
Another
big year. Another artist with a big year, man. Stevie.
Oh yeah, Donny Roberta. I think Kemani showed his vinyl. That's the vinyl Alise got me.
And you know what I read about this cover though? I think somebody pointed it out a few months ago. It was like, so you see that the handprints in the middle, right? But like on the edge, there's Roberta.
Oh yeah.
There's Donny. Roberta. Then Donny's face again. I was like,
yeah.
I wish I could say I noticed that on my own, but somebody pointed that out to me years ago, and I wish I'd have seen it, but
that definitely blew my mind. And that's one of my favorite like duos, as far as like people like duets. Like you got your Marvin and Tammy, and then you got Rick James, Tina Marie, and then you got Donny Hathaway with Roberta Flack. That's just like.
And that's what really put them both kind of big on the map, which is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, that's what made the commercial world started to pay attention. You know what I mean? Like, because Where Is the Love was everywhere. Like, you know what I mean? So that's what really started getting them the love and all that. Then people went back and saw that she did The First Time I Saw Your Face. See, people went back, and then it ended up being big because Clint Eastwood put it in his movie, and then it blew up then. So it was like, it took that album, even though them two was doing their thing way before then, it took that album for them to get noticed and for people to go back. And that was just, Donnie, Be Black. Black for me is my favorite on that album.
Oh, I love the version of Baby I Love You though.
Yeah.
That was a good version. Then For All We Know.
Oh yes.
All We Know. Wow.
Outside of my house, somebody is blasting The Temptations, and I'm so here for it.
Oh, for real.
I'm trying to catch the song, but I can clearly hear this Temptations. Can't hear the words, but I know it.
Okay.
I can lightly hear the harmony.
Oh, okay.
That's cool. Anyway.
That's right. My God, today. Who's next, actually?
Oh no, me and Alise done.
Oh, really?
It's on you, Kemani. This is it.
What the world? Okay. We're gonna bring it down just a little bit.
Okay.
For a brother that it's one of my personal favorites, like vocal influences, because he's very even though it's not really like a rangy type of singer, but you could feel what he's singing, and he just reminds me of kind of like myself, just an everyday dude, right? So, "Use Me" by Bill Withers. It's a good one. It's a good one in my one of my favorite grooves. Like I think James Gaston was on the drums on this. Like he's just like he's one of the smoothest drummers that I ever laid my eyes on. Like when I would see like performances of Bill Withers in his band, James Gaston be on the drums. He'd be so smooth. He'd be having the shades on and just
so smooth.
He don't be doing too much. He just he's right. He finally got the shades on. He's just keeping that groove locked, not doing extra stuff. Like, you know, so like certain other drummers do when I go to concerts, and drummers just be I'm like, just keep the pocket. Sometimes you just gotta keep the pocket. Just keep it cool. And that's definitely James Gaston to me. Played on a lot of great other records too. But him with Bill Withers, like, and then the rest of his band, I think Melvin Dunlap was on bass, and then other people like that. You know, they were very I love how acoustic, you know, he's a very acoustic dude. And this is what it just really drew. He just drew to me because, you know, just of his everyday man type of vibe, and it really started with, I think, you know, of course I heard "Lean on Me" all the time, not knowing it was him, but "Ain't No Sunshine" was the first one that I really paid attention to. I was like, oh, okay, and then of course "Lovely Day." Me not knowing this the same guy, I was like, man, he's got some joints that are like the soundtrack of everybody's lives. Like even if you don't know Bill Withers, you know those songs.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, but use me is a real funky one to me, and really got a lot of other funky ones on this joint too. Like "Who Is He? What Is He? What Is He to You?" "Kissing My Love," which is a jam. Like, but "Use Me" is one of my favorite joints to jam too because it's, you know, it's real bluesy, it's real funky in a way, you know, and then you can tell he kind of holds back until like the around the end, you know, he stays in like this monotone thing, and then he just showcases it, like, especially like on "Oh Baby, baby, when you love me, you can't get enough."
Yes.
I'm like, man, I want to spread the news. I'm like, yeah, I like this dude. Like he just,
I love.
You know,
that's my favorite Bill Withers record.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I could "Lean on Me." I sung that for my middle school graduation. We sung that, so we had to play that over and over and over. So you know you're gonna get sick of it. You know what I mean? And then you know, I mean, Club Nouveau. I don't, but I mean, their version is cute, but it's kind of like, but "Use Me." It's just something about that. I just love the way it is, and like you said at the end is where he gets down, like, "I want to spread the news." Yeah. Like he goes in, and it's so bluesy, and it's just, and I love the live performances in it because he's so in it. He's so in it.
Live at Carnegie, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So y'all sang that song at your? Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I went to a mainstream middle school.
I know.
So because you know, even at that age, I was like, they was like, "Oh, go ahead." They, they called me, and I was like, "We're really gonna sing Lean on Me as a middle school graduation?" They was like, "It doesn't make any sense." I said, "No, it doesn't." And they was just like, "But no, it's a great song." And everybody was like, "Oh, I like that song." I said, "Well, I'm gonna shut up then. I'm gonna be quiet."
this is very much a sidebar, but we sang at Black History program when I was in the 8th grade, and the
What?
song had just came out.
What?
Oh.
Oh no, it was great. It was
Okay.
amazing, optimistic. Sounds of Blackness.
Oh,
well, that's awesome. Yes.
And that was what, 91. So that
91
song
years.
came out that year,
Mm-hmm.
and we. That's the impact of that song. Like that year, we knew that was like it had just came out, and we were singing it at a Black History program.
Wow.
And we got down.
I bet y'all did, man. I bet y'all did. I bet y'all.
I'd have been in 8th grade in 92. Yeah. And the song came out in 91. Yeah, it had just came out.
Wow. Wow.
I love
God. I would have wanted to be, be in that age when Optimistic came out. You know what I mean? Like, even though I was 5 when it came out, but it's kind of like, I'd love to be my age, like maybe in middle school or high school when Optimistic came out. Because I know that, man, what? Just the feeling of that record. Shout out to our friends. Hey, y'all.
Jam Timber, we love you. We love you.
Jimmy Jam sang that too, JR. That's wild.
Oh, he did? I don't remember that.
He said, "I can't sing, but I wanted to give you a song that I wrote."
Oh, like, hello. I was like,
oh, that's not like Jimmy. I love that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry for the sidebar.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're just fine. I love this. I love all this. He was real happy on this. Like, I love Good with Soul.
Yeah, shout out to Clarence Avant that believed in him.
Definitely. And he was like in his late 30s when he was dropping this stuff. Like,
yes.
In the first record, Just As I Am, like, I love how he started out the gate like, this is me, like, just unfiltered. I'm this everyday man. I'm from Slab Fork, West Virginia. I clean airplanes for a living. Like, this is me. Like, he's got the toolbox in his hand on that first album. That's like one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite. But this one is like, of course, him naming it Still Bill is kind of like, ain't nothing changed.
Right.
We still new stuff for you, So this is my favorite album of his, actually. Like, you got Let Me Realize It's a Beautiful One. Yeah.
I want them album, but I can't really find them for a reasonable price. So the only Bill
Withers. How much you paid for yours, Kemani?
That's the only Bill Withers I have.
I don't remember. I remember I bought this around 2021. I don't recall how much it was, but I got it on Amazon.
Oh, I'm cheap though, so keep that in mind as well.
I'm trying to get more like you. Like, some of these records be like $40-something. I'm like, but it's just okay. Yeah, that's why I'm definitely been buying cheap more recently though. I'll say that. Because
Bill Withers, I think he's raw, and then to have somebody like Clarence Avant believe in him, that's all you need. You need somebody to believe in you, and if they believe in you just like you believe in yourself, you're gonna be all right. And Clarence Avant believed him, and we got Bill Withers and got great music because of it.
Great music,
and he was and like you said, he was 30 years old. He was an older guy. And in the industry that if you ain't young,
you get looked over,
You get looked over. This man was 30 and just came out with hit. Got all the way to 77 and still gave us Lovely Day.
Lovely Day? Oh, he's born in 38. Okay.
Yeah, because Lovely Day, that was 76?
77.
77.
77, okay.
22 minus 38. He was 34.
Older guys. And now you 34, they looking at you like you old as hell.
Exactly.
Yeah, the way
Yeah.
people lie about their age for years, because or whatever.
Oh yeah, rest in peace, Clarence Avery. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
But I'm so grateful for artists uh like say a Tina Turner that showed you like you don't have to be a spring chicken,
Yeah.
big pop and
Right.
pop slash rock slash R&B star. She was
Right.
all things, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a special thing.
And so
It
I'm
really
I'm
is.
glad that happened. But yeah,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
cat
Mm-hmm.
about the age.
Mhm.
But because they feel they have to, and in a sense they kind of do. So for
Right.
certain
Right.
look.
Right.
Right. Man. Let's see. Who is next? Who's next? Okay, here we go. Here we go. I think I'm down to. Oh, you can't talk about 1972 without bringing up one of the greatest soundtracks of all time.
I knew
Right?
that was coming.
Right? Freddy's Dead, Pusher Man, Lil Child Running Wild. Actually, I should just went with one song and then went with that. But definitely been feeling Lil Child Running Wild. Definitely. But as far as because like that's how you start the soundtrack, and then the instrumentation of it all, like, and then of course Curtis coming off of Roots and the self-titled joint after leaving the Impressions, like this was his, you know, like I mentioned the other night, like this was his Thriller. Like when you talk about, there's a certain artist you talk about, and when you bring them up, it's one of the first ones that comes to mind. So
That's right.
that's his this is his mainstay in the culture, really. When you talk about Curtis Mayfield, people still talk about Pusha Man to this day on Twitter, and it cracks me up every time they put up that Soul Train performance. They got the dude in the orange. That was
Yes. You know that is a what you call it that I don't even go back to like that.
Oh, what Alise?
And you know I love. Oh no, she must be she must have hit something. But I that's as much as Superfly is such a stamp and an impactful album for real. That's a soundtrack that I don't go back to. As much as I love him, and as much as I love that, that is an album that I don't know why. Like it's just like I listen to it, it's cool, the impact is great, but that is an album that I just don't go back to a lot. Like I don't like at all. Like when it comes to Curtis, it's like Curtis, Roots,
yeah,
and then I skip.
You skip over to like Back to the World, and
yes, I go to Back to the World, and yeah, like I don't go to Superfly a lot. You know what I mean? Because it's just like with me, it's just kind of like Shaft to me. It's like an album that is just so, it's everywhere. You can't, like, to be honest with you, you don't really need to listen to the soundtrack, to be honest with you, because it's still everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, that's as much as y'all know I love Curtis to death, like down, but that is a soundtrack of mine, of his, that he did that I don't go back to, but it's such a staple. You know what I mean? Like,
that's interesting. That's interesting. That's real interesting because that's a shock. That's a shocking me real bad.
Yeah, it would be, because me as a Curtis fan, y'all know I am. That would be an album that I would really go back to, but it's not. Like it's, but even though again, I'm not taking away the impact or the influence at all. But it's just an album that I just don't, and that's very true, Joseph. He was very conflicted because he felt like, you know, it was glorifying the gangster lifestyle, and that was not him. You know what I mean? It wasn't him. But I'm glad that he did do it because it really set him apart from the Impressions. Honestly, it really did. Because if you think about the other albums after that, it was like, oh, that's Curtis Mayfield from the Impressions. That's what you thought about. You know what I mean? Once you got the Superfly, this is Curtis Mayfield. That's it. Like, it ain't. We ain't thinking about the Impressions no more. Like it's this. That's done. You know what I mean? And then the soundtrack run just started. You know what I mean? With that, and then he went to Mavis, and then he went to Gladys, and then he went to Aretha. Like it just kept going. You know what I mean? So it was like Yeah, he's no longer Curtis from the Impressions no more. He's Curtis.
Yeah, he's Curtis.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I just had to say that
Yeah.
because I'm just not.
Yeah.
I don't go back to Superfly like that. You know what I mean? Even though a sample of that is used on this album, right? Yeah, but you know,
Heaven, like a lot of samples from this record. You know, yeah, "Give Me Your Love" is definitely one of my. Speaking of "Give Me Your Love," actually, it was a version of this song that I haven't heard in forever, and I listened to it again. It was a group called Sisters Love.
okay.
Sisters Love. It was it was 4 of them, and each of them, either 3 of them, 2 of them, or all of them, they were all Raylettes with Ray Charles, and they formed a group.
Okay.
And Mary Clayton was with them for like a very short time, and then she went solo. So it was I forgot their names, but I remember the lead singer was Ramita Royster. She was a Raylette and a Claire Ward singer, and they had a group. They had a group for like a good number of years, and then they disbanded. But they had a version of "Give Me Your Love" that I really like. I actually kind of like it better than Curtis, and I love Curtis's version too. But
Oh, man, I'm gonna have to find that.
Sisters Love. They actually appeared on Soul Train. The episode with the Spinners video you dropped.
Yes.
They were on that same episode.
Oh, okay. And then what's their name? Sisters Love, you said?
Sisters Love, yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna check them out.
Yeah, that was the B-side to the joint that I really love. I Could Never Make a Better Man Than You. They was jamming. The Soul Train gang could not get enough. I wonder why they didn't blow up. They didn't blow up, but that's another underground group that I would really love people to get into.
Oh, I will. Thank you. So be prepared when I tag you in the post.
Okay, the performance is still up. Okay, it's still up on YouTube.
It is? Oh, okay.
I Can Never Make a Better Man Than You, and then they flip the record and lip sync to Give Me Your Love on the show.
Okay, got it.
You know how they do on Soul Train. But yeah. Well, yeah, you know, you can't, when bringing up 72, you can't, you gotta, it's undeniable.
Yes.
That's just one.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think.
Well, their discography, I mean, their songs, because I'm looking, and a couple of songs I do know, but now I wanna hear them.
Right. Thanks, Kemani.
That girl, Ramita Royster, man, she was, I'm not sure if she's still alive or not, but she's cool. Like, you love that good old, you know, church singing. You know, she'll take you there. She'll take you there. Oh, yeah.
On it.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to see who else.
They toured with the Jackson 5.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They had an album slated to release in 72, but it was shelved, and the group disbanded in 70.
Oh.
So they were on a subsidiary of Motown.
Oh, they were on Mo West. I forgot.
Mo West.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Scheduled release called With Love in 72. It was shelved, and then they disbanded in 73. The album was unreleased until 2010.
Yeah. Oh, so that's why they didn't.
They released the entire original album along with bonus tracks. So.
Wow.
Okay.
Come on, Alise. Come on.
Oh, and Mo West shut down in 73 anyway, so.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because his ass went to Cali. So a lot of things.
This year they went to Cali too.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then making movies. Making movies.
Mm.
Yeah. Who else did I have?
Very Clayton. But yeah.
Wait, what'd you say?
No, I was just saying, Mary Clayton.
Mary Clayton. Good old Mary Clayton.
Wait, murder!
Every time I think about Mary Clayton, I gotta go back to that joint of 20 Feet from Stardom. Like that, hearing that track alone, and then she was like, how many months pregnant when she recorded that?
I think like 8. I think she was like 8.
Bro.
Singing like that.
Killed me when I first heard that. I'm like, man.
Yes.
Baby was singing.
Hello, Alise. The baby was singing too.
Oh, how many more you got, Kemani?
Oh, let's see. Oh, since it's Sunday, I forgot to bring my girl up, and I listened to it this morning to get ready for this. She had oh, just in time, Mr. Joseph. Just in time.
Love it. Yes.
Good timing, Joseph.
Yes.
I was at a Barnes and Noble one day, trying to find something. I was just in there, just being there because I had got off of work early. And I was like, man, I feel like being outside just a little bit longer, right? So I stopped at Barnes and Noble, got me a good old coffee cake and stuff like that. Looked for other books and stuff, and then I saw the records, and I think this is the same day I got Tyler Creator's Flower Boy, and I got this. So I was like, oh my god. So I don't have much Aretha in my collection, but having this, especially after watching the film, I had to get it. So yeah, Amazing Grace. Also, she dropped, Young Gifted the Black earlier that year, too, with Daydreaming. Shout out to Dennis Edwards again. This is one of my favorite Aretha songs.
Yeah,
I know Rocksteady was on their record. That came out in late '71.
Yeah, Rocksteady was on there. Yes.
Yeah.
Young Gifted
On Me on Mine.
Which one? Fool on My?
Yeah. Then you had All the King's Horses was on there.
All the King's Horses. First Snow in Kokomo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where she's actually using, if you listen to the beginning of what is it? When she's starting to play on Amazing Grace. What is it? Oh God. I gotta think of what she played on no, not that one. Let me listen to that. Hold on. I gotta hold on. When she did, if you listen to First Snow in Kokomo, the beginning of that, and you listen to the beginning of Holy Holy, she's doing the same chords. If just listen to First Snow in Kokomo and listen to Holy Holy, it's the same. Aretha's doing the same chords. Same thing.
The same chords. The chords are the same. Okay.
Hey, News. What's up, Steph? Right. Yes, and I always thought of that because when I listened to The Amazing Grace, my grandma loved that album. She played that album like crazy on Sundays. You know what I mean? So when Aretha would play them chords, I said, Aretha, that's First Snow in Kokomo. Wait a minute. Aretha said, I'm gonna bring some R&B up in here in church. That's all right.
Listen, church musicians do that all the time. I love
it. Hello.
I love it when they do that.
Exchange. R&B and gospel all up in it.
All up in it. And Aretha brought that up in it. You know what I mean? So it was just like, wow. I always think about that when she first played Holy Holy. Like, Lord, Amazing Grace.
I love how she merged You Got a Friend with Precious Lord. That's one of my that's such a moment in the film. Seeing it, it's different seeing it visually and then hearing it on record, but seeing it visually, that footage was
because I actually went to a little movie theater out here in Baltimore when the film came out. Wow. And because they were putting it in selective theaters, you know what I mean? So when I went to go see it, I remember being in there, and it wasn't a lot of people in there. And let me tell you something. It was like what did what's his name say? The guy from Rolling Stone was there.
Oh, Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger said it was an experience. Like you had to be there and to see Aretha doing like Never Grow Old and Amazing Grace and them doing Precious Memories, because that's my favorite on that. When they did Precious Memories, I literally was in there like it was just crying. I was a mess. And then to look over and this white lady was actually crying too.
Wow.
It was like, that's when you show that you have connected to so many people through your singing and feeling and things. And just to see it, it was just like, and to see the space Aretha was in and didn't have, Reverend James Cleveland behind her. And it was, man, like you said, it's a difference hearing it on the record, but to see it, it was just like,
Yeah, that was different. When
A moment, man.
Aretha gets to sweating, it's not a game.
At all. That afro was
That's how you
sweating like a mug. You hear me? Her
Yeah,
little afro, baby. That sweat was drinks.
I mentioned to my bro Gavin earlier. She was, they were showing like, well, what's your favorite like 3-album run? And he quoted it was Spirit into the Dark, Young Gifted and Black, and Hey Now Hey. That was his choice. And I was like,
I ain't mad at it.
I was like, hey, man, short for Aretha was that girl. Like I love French Roll Aretha when she first broke through with Never Loved a Man. That's the girl. She came through. She influenced a lot. But short for Aretha,
with the heavy ass wigs, yes.
Yeah, please. Short for Aretha.
Aretha can hardly even carry them joints.
Lord have mercy.
I'm just saying. Once she had that afro, Aretha let it loose. Once she had that little afro, it was a wrap. She was able to be loose.
Oh yeah, and this, she was writing for herself, more in that span. Yeah, so it was cool to see her in that,
I forgot Aretha brought out 2 albums in '72 as well. I forgot.
Yeah.
He was another one. He was another one. Yep.
About the Afrocentric again. This is a very Afrocentric year, like Afrocentric time. Like, and this is
all right, Joseph. All right.
What do you say?
She was leaning because she was on that sauce.
Now how's Chad gonna be like, all right? He talk about that lady wig. It did gonna get bad because somebody else say.
Well, I'm talking about the wig.
Child.
Don't get jealous too much. Don't do that.
I'm not. But he was right. I mean, did he lie? No. He didn't. That's why she was sweating too. Because she was sweating out all that liquor that she had before she walked out into that audience to do that album. Please. Listen. How she got over. Crying higher mountains. Hello. Listen.
Kemani, why you eat food with us, especially him?
But Kemani get it. That's why he laughed.
Higher mountains is wild.
Listen.
Context.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Lord.
Oh,
Lord. Oh, man.
I see what I'm doing now. I think I'm gonna save the best for last.
Uh-oh.
As far as 72 is concerned, I'm gonna have my last 3 back to back.
All right. Okay.
That's how we're gonna do this.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna end it with these 3. So I'm gonna we're gonna get through them.
Okay.
Okay. Now let me go back to the underground just for a minute, right? So remember we talked about that PBS show, right? Soul.
Mm-hmm.
That was very Afrocentric. There was a particular episode, New Birth was on it too. It was a Moonglows reunion. And as a doo-wop head, I was like, what? They reunited?
Wow.
And Harvey Fuqua was there, Bobby Lester, one of my favorite doo-wop, lead singers. Passed away a few years after this, actually. He passed away in 1980 from cancer, real young. But they came on, there was the same episode as New Birth. Harvey Fuqua was directing the band. The Nightlighters, New Birth, it was like one family affair at that episode. And I didn't even know they came out with this album until I was just looking. I was like, what? They had the album out? Because I know they had because one of their signature songs is Sincerely, of course. And then, but on this, they flipped it into a more hip version, fit more with the times. They kind of flipped into this funk thing. I was like, okay, Moonglows. Look at y'all trying to keep up. I like that. Oh, what happened to her?
He's fine.
Okay. But yeah, that was a very I was shocked to find this. I was like, because I was shopping one day before I went to work. I was like, I didn't think this would still be in print. And they have updated versions of one of their most famous songs, like 10 Commandments of Love, When I'm With You, Most of All. And I saw the liner notes on the back, and it has members of MFSB playing on the record. I was here to say that. But yeah, you have it?
No, I said those are my guys.
Oh yeah. I was saying they had Did you hear what I said there?
Brother.
Ah. But yeah, it had Ron Baker, Bobby Eli, Norman Harris, Earl Young on the rhythm section on this. They were with the Moonglows. I was like, you mean to tell me a marriage between doo-wop and Philly soul?
Yes.
Like, let me snatch this. But that version of Sincerely is really funky.
Yes.
Yeah. I like how they flipped it. But yeah, that was like a nice little short little thing. That's from 72 as well.
The moon glows. Yes, God.
Mm-hmm. And let's see. So we're talking about groups. What is this? This is another special one from 72 that I had. One of my favorite guitar players is Buddy Guy. I think he just finished up his farewell tour. Him and Junior Wells, they work together all the time. As far as blues heads, y'all know what I'm talking about. And yes. I had to get it because I had a blues upbringing when I learned guitar. Blues was like my beginning stage of that. So, of course, Buddy Guy is like one of a kind as far as like guitar players. So I was like, let me get a Kang. Let me shout out to BB. I don't know if BB dropped in 72 or not, but
I'm not. Did he?
I'm not sure he did. I'm not sure if he did. I know he dropped next year though.
Yes. Yeah.
Guitars.
Of course.
Let me. Oh, you brought up Mavis earlier. And I had about this. Oh, I just
do it for me, JR.
Oh my God. Okay, wait. Thinking about the world, do you something cause you're here. You going out the world backwards like you did when you first come here. Keep talking about the president won't stop air pollution. Put your hand on your mouth when you call, that'll help the solution. Yeah. You curse around women when you don't even know their name. Yeah. And then you're dumb enough to think that'll make you a big old man. Respect yourself. Yeah.
Thank you, Julia. That made my whole day.
I should have thought about it. I knew you was gonna do it. Man, my favorite man. That whole verse is just so. Oh my God! Yes. Sorry, go ahead,
man. I love me some Mavis Staples. Like vocally, that's one of my favorite female singers because she's very unique. I remember it was one interview. I think it was about Stax or about their gospel upbringing. She was saying like, "Man," I was like, "Man, Mavis, you sound like a man or something like that." And she was like, "Man, I don't care." So. And Mavis was just Mavis, man. Like there's nobody really singing like Mavis Staples. Like there's only one Mavis Staples. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Mike was inspired by her.
Oh, Shamo, and that was very, that was very unexpected shout out. I was like, okay, I didn't connect them dots until Questlove was saying. I was like, oh,
yeah, me too. I didn't either. I never did.
Yeah, I love that. And then this is the one that really broke them through. As far as being mainstream, because they already had their reputation, of course, in the gospel field. Yes. When it came up with Stax, I remember, it was the Stax. It was one of the Stax docs that I saw. And when they moved over to Stax, the church folks was like, "Man, what are you doing going over to Stax for? You doing the devil's music?" And then Mavis was like, "First of all, the devil ain't got no music." I never really, I tried to start with like that devil's music thing. I was like, no, I can't call it that.
Right.
I just can't. Yeah. So because this is another one that is really Staples singers period. Like I feel like they're underrated in my eyes in a way. I can't say exactly why, but like they are definitely, especially like in the mainstream field, like they don't get their props. And then Mavis is the only one left out of this group.
Yeah.
So that's another living legend I would love to meet. Like
I think they don't get their love because they kept really Stax afloat. Honestly,
They did.
They kept it afloat because Stax was damn near done. You know what I mean? And they were definitely keeping it afloat. And then this is 72, 73. Aretha was that girl. You know what I mean? It was her, and then Gladys came under her, and it was just like so many. And then Mavis never got the respect.
But you know what?
But
And this is strange because like there's a white music festival going on in a few weeks, and Mavis is one of the headliners. I think she don't get the respect from black folk because Mavis and you know Davis figures they been on that festival circuit. I
see that. He's always involved in those type of
from the other folks.
Got you.
I think so. I think that's what it is because the white world love her.
They definitely love Mavis.
She stay on the festival circuit now. It's like she's on the festival in like 2 weeks. On it. And my coworker is playing the same stage right before her, and he is geeked. He is
I believe it.
He's in like this Latin band, and his band is going on right before Mavis Staples.
Oh wow!
Like white dude, so like he's losing his shit. But I mentioned, Mavis Staples gonna be at this thing. So black folk crickets.
Wow.
Sad.
This little 30-year-old white boy is losing his.
But I take you there is like on every. I don't get it.
I don't either.
That's the record I meant to talk about on here. I'll take you there. Like that's just straight soulful jam session. That's one of my favorite intros, actually. Like all time, like soul music. That's one of my favorite intros. Because it brings
really?
It brings back to my childhood with my grandmother and my mother. Yeah.
Staples singers be having some dope ass intros though.
Oh yeah.
Like the intro to Respect Yourself, the intro to I'll Take You There, the intro to my favorite from them is Come Go With Me. Yes. If you're ready now.
Oh,
listen, what?
We should get
and mind you, and you know, and it's church because you know what they're talking about.
Right.
She's like, let me take you to the altar. You know what I mean? Come on and go with me. But it's a groove, and you know us blacks, we gonna find something to groove with. You know what I'm saying? Because I love when they performed it on Soul Train, baby. Them Soul Train dances.
I love the moments on Soul Train, like when they really be feeling a certain part of a song, they just go berserk. They just go crazier than they already was. I'm like, I love all of this.
Yes, God. Yes, God.
That actually takes me back to the Silvers on Fool's Paradise. The part where he said they're so quick to choose whose fight they're willing to lose, but never will they fight their own war. They went crazy. I'm like, yeah, I'm loving all of this.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, good pick though. Lord. I can't. But good pick with Staple. Good pick.
Let's do one more, Kemani.
One more?
Yeah.
Because you got work to do. Over highlights.
Let's see what I want to see what Kemani gonna give us.
I was gonna say best for last.
You can do all of them at one time if you want to.
Well, you got Alise Brothers work to do. Pop that thing.
That the one she wants.
Talk about it.
And you like all versions, right, Alise?
I like every version of this. Well,
yeah, I'm saying you do.
I don't know if it's some obscure versions, but the main ones, yes, I love all of them.
Yes,
it's a great song. It's a great shout out to Chris Jackson on that.
Alise is my favorite. I did say it's the best. I don't know which one is the best, but that's my favorite.
Yeah, because everybody do it justice.
I would think, I love the Isleys and the average white bands like at the same level.
Oh, it's like
okay.
Yeah.
I love white band version.
Yeah, and shout out to Chris Jasper. I think I love hearing Chris Jasper in interviews talking about the Isleys music because like people that interview Chris Jasper, they asked him like real questions about like the makings of some of the stuff, and they were talking. Then he was talking about Work to Do specifically. He was like, "Man, one of my favorite records was What's Going On," and he said that intro was very influenced by that. So I was like, "Oh, it makes sense now." That was me connecting the dots again. So it was like, "Yeah, I see. I hear that now. It's real funk record." And then they have Pop That Thing and Layaway back to back after that on this record. It's and this is the last one before they let Ernie join the group full time.
Yes.
The younger brothers do their thing. So there's that. 72 for Philly International. Their breakout year.
I knew we were going there. I knew we were going there.
I had to say the best one.
Yeah.
We're gonna start with Billy Paul. Okay, Me and Mrs. Jones. Just a great ballad. Well,
one of the most cheating down songs, but okay.
Yeah. Both know that it's wrong, but it's much too strong, man.
Yes.
Singing that, just sung it. And he's got the rest of the records on here is great. Brown Baby. His version of It's Too Late by Carole King.
Yes.
Am I Black Enough for You? That's my jam. I think I first heard it on Black Lightning when it was on TV.
Okay.
His version of Let's Stay Together, I did not expect for it to be that great. It's a real good version. He slowed it all the way down. So there's that. Then we got Harold Melvin and Blue Notes.
Oh yeah, you know.
Originally was entitled I Miss You, but this is the repress after If You Don't Know Me By Now blew up. So
they had to put featuring Teddy Pendergrass.
Featuring. Oh, I don't think it's on this one though.
It's not on that one. Okay, well now they got him now.
Well, the To Be True record, I think that's when they started really doing that.
So that's so funny to me. That made Howard so mad.
Okay. But this is another one. I think we mentioned it before. Like all these, except for all of them, pretty much are ballads on this record. This is a good record to play at night. I Miss You, of course. Ebony Woman is a really good cut on here. Harold and Teddy share the lead. Yesterday I Had the Blues is an underrated one. Be For Real. Teddy just gives them all the business.
All of it.
Original one.
That's
when I Miss You. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at little Teddy before the beard. That's so
with a little fake smile on it.
Right. Knowing Harold pissed him off during the photo shoot, but go ahead.
Right.
How mad he looks.
He's so evil.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And then, of course, the brothers from Ohio that did it big in Philly, right? Bum, 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun. You know the crazy thing about those Jays, though, for me? You know the crazy thing about those Jays for me? First time I saw them was Fighting Temptations. That's when I first.
It makes sense.
That was my introduction to the OJs, and I was just like,
I get it.
And they did, the barbershop scene. They're doing "Love Me Like a Rock," and I was like, yeah, I like these guys. And then finding out, okay, this is a group, the OJs. And then I got that Soul Train DVD that I first heard Distant Lover, right? And they had the OJs episode and they're doing backstabs. They got these same suits on that same episode, and they hit that choreography. I was like, oh my God, I like these guys. So yeah, so that's such a breakthrough single. I just realized they had just said that like the anniversary of the single releasing. Oh no, it was it made like 1 million copies, right? In a month, like 1 million physical. No, 500,000. It went gold within a month of its release. I was like, this blew up. Like that's what happened. And of course with Love Train, I mean it's over.
Yes. So
they really got
the world that people. Sorry.
I
love him. I'm sorry.
You know, when I was prepping for this I feel like this is the album I was playing the most because it was just like, what is happening?
It feels good. The album just feels good.
It feels good. Like yes.
And that's
No skips. None.
No skips.
Mm-mm.
Wait, you about to say something, Elise?
Uh-uh.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, like when the world's a piece, like that's just like I
Like
wish.
it come in hard.
Yeah, I wish like a funk band would like cover this. Like, oh, it's one of my favorites. Like, and I mentioned the other night, like it reminded me a lot of like the psychedelic temps when Dennis would just go crazy and talking about the issues of the world and y'all better get it together. That's what Eddie was on this record. Like he was singing his throat out.
Listen.
And then you got what Backstabbers, of course. Who Am I? Mr. Lucky. I remember when I first heard this record, I would often skip Mr. Lucky, but now I love it. It's kind of weird.
Lucky me. Like he listen.
I think because it reminds me a lot of because you know they came to started working with Gamble Huff around early 70, I think.
Yes.
One Not Fair and You're the Best Thing Since Candy and stuff like that. That cut reminded me a lot of that experiment.
Okay.
Of that preparation period that they were doing with Gamble Huff before they really blew up. So that was kind of like the last little thing. And then I was like, and then Time to Get Down. That's my channel. It was like, okay, now we got Eddie. Now it's Walter's turn to get loose, right? And then I was like, I realized on most of the songs that Walter leads, I feel like there's especially like when you like Used to Be My Girl, like Walter's doing his thing, but you got Eddie in the back still doing God knows what.
You gotta. It's kind of like what they did with Hope That We Can Be Together Soon. They knew they had to bring Teddy in there to give it a little bit of something.
Yeah, just to remind the folks what song this is. That's so signature. I love it every time.
You know, Eddie, like he had to, like they had to have him come in there. So with a song like, you know, Time to Get Down, you had to have Eddie say something. So even that long as you want it, baby, long as you need it, but like that part, you just had to have him come in just to do that, just to be like, oh yeah, Eddie's here, he's here. You know what I mean? So, God, Backstabbing. I'm gonna listen to that album after this.
The one that I was really playing, 992 Arguments.
Ain't that song so aggressive to you?
Man. All this fussing and fighting yeah, that's my jam. Like they were really sick of it. They were really sick.
The only what Ron, your mouth is the only thing I'm going to hear. It's the same. Like it was like, this made
And then when they let it ride at the end, they get in this new and then they just MFSB went so.
Listen,
then of course, you know, listen to the clock on the wall.
72 was so strong. 72 was so strong for Philly. They was it just came out. This was 72. They could not play no games. Like games could not be played. Like you had to be like, all right, we coming in and we coming in with a bang. And they came in with this, and then they had freaking what's the name? Hal Melvin and the Blue Notes with I Miss You. Like they couldn't play. Then Billy Paul, like they had to come with the fire. It was like we coming or we ain't coming at all. Like, and they did. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it was on from there. That's why 70s was Philly International.
It was
Period. My little label was done. Even though they wasn't, because they had, you know, Marvin and Stevie rocking. You know what I mean? But it was just like Philly International was
carrying the whole label on their back.
They really were.
For real.
They were. And I mean, you know, Eddie was there and he was doing his stuff on the R&B side, but Philly was just taking it. They took it and ran and left. Like, you know what I'm saying? And left. So, yeah.
It's up, then it's stuck.
If it's up, then from 72 to like 80.
Like 80, yeah. About 79, you started seeing
things were changing a little bit,
yeah, music was starting to change again. So it was like, righty. You see where this is going.
Yeah, but man.
Yeah.
All right. We thank everybody that rocked out with us for 2.5 damn hours. Love y'all.
Talking about 1972, shit.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank y'all.
This was awesome as usual. This is so awesome. This is so awesome. So yeah, so now y'all know we're gonna start doing these once a month. You know what I mean? Kemani's gonna pick a year. You never know what year he gonna pick next, y'all. So don't think he gonna go to 1973.
Nah.
You don't know where come on. He might mess around and go to like 2003. Fuck y'all all up. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know where he's going. You know what I mean? So yes.
Kemani don't just know older music. He know the new stuff too. So it's
That's right.
Gotta
Speak on it. Speak on it.
Love it all. Peace, y'all.
Yes, that's why he's the Young Soul King as it is. Period. Yeah, come on. You need to copyright that because that's yours.
LaBelle's Moonshot? Oh, I gotta get into that.
Yes.
Sure did. Thank you, Joe.
And did. Yes, God.
And then,
Yeah.
of course, you got Trouble Man.
Oh, yeah. Trouble Man. Yeah.
First record on Columbia, Last Days in Time.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so 72 was great. I thank y'all for this. I enjoyed it.
Of course. You knew you were going to kill this? Of course.
Oh, please. Thank you.
But yeah, everybody watching, make sure you I know everybody in here like is subscribed to us, but just tell somebody to subscribe. You literally push one button. Just get them to come over here, check it out, see if they like it. And
yeah.
That's all the PSAs I got. We'll be back next week with a mini.
Maybe.
Right,
maybe. Yeah.
But next Sunday we'll be back in some capacity.
Some capacity, yes.
And we thank you, Kemani, for doing this with us, for being excited about it. Like it means the world to us.
Yes. Yes, God.
And fam, cousins, we will catch y'all on the next catch that.
Yes. That was great. That was so great.